right into our Game 1's draft. You know what? These two teams, they played each other so many times, right? So they're very familiar with each other. And because of the best of 7, it's not new to these both teams. So Game 1 playstyle, the strategy is quite different.
Yeah, it's about stacking those heroes. Like, I remember what you mentioned, KSG is all about the early aggression, and AG.AL is about playing the mid to late game. So, starting the draft, you see Ukyo, Diadia, the strong early game heroes, remove away from Kuaishou Gaming's pool, and they lock in that pay in that first pick.
Exactly, and the reason is because if they just ban away this Ukyo, kind of prioritize Zoe's play, allowing him to lead the whole pace in the early game.
That's true, right? And I like the counter matchup coming in from the side of Coach Ziqi. We do have the Ying and also Lapu Lapu here, and we are getting a Game 1 Zhuangzi here coming in from AG.AL. I think this is potentially the first one in our playoffs.
I do believe that Ino, back into the pre-interview, he said something about the understanding towards this patch, right? Because of the best 7, you need to give all the cards you have, and since Game 1, AG already takes some of it.
It reflects that playstyle, right? AG.AL, slow, steady, mid to late game. We often see AG, the way that they play. Yes, you're losing in kills, but their goal is always higher than their opponents. We've seen it. Quarterfinals, semifinals, but can they do it against Kuaishou Gaming is what I want to find out, and I am loving that Florentino that will be going in towards the hands of Silence.
That's what the first cheer from our crowd behind us for, right? The Florentino. I mean, like, Silence used this Florentino several times, and you can see Silence always going to be really silent in the game farming up, but by this Florentino, he just gonna shine at the late stage.
With this specific matchup, right, go through with me how you feel about Florentino. It's an AOV hero coming in for this specific patch, and going in against a Charlotte, we've seen a few of these matchups here. It's slightly more favored into the Florentino. What do you think?
Well, I feel like definitely the laning will do well, but to the team fight, as we mentioned, it all depends on their pure mechanics and what opportunity they're gonna find for them.
Fully agree with you as we pace into the second phase of the pick and bans here. More of the remaining hero pool will be removed coming in for both teams. We have the Arlie locked away from Yimo and also the Haya removed from Liu Lang. I think you did tell me more history about Liu Lang here. He's been with KSG for a lot of years now. The only player remaining from the original roster.
And also, you know what? Last time when these two teams played against each other in the final, that was back into 2024 KPL summer. And at that time, Liu Lang was there, and actually the team just regrouped with him years by years, and in this spring season, they finally got their very first champion in their team's history.
Oh, that's just a very lovely story, right? Staying in one team, cultivating that winning moment, and getting that 2026 KPL Spring Champions here. But in front of them is AG.AL. Can they do it once again? We have to find out as we jump right into the pick and bans before. Arlie, Chano, Mai Nui, Haya. So do you pick up a farm lane here on your first pick? The Aoyin is still available.
Because you mentioned about the stay the longest time in their own individual team. And as for AG, definitely it's going to be Ino, right?
Yeah.
Play the longest time for AG.AL. So that's the reason why you can see like AG, they're targeting at Liu Lang, right? The captain of KSG. And on the side of KSG, they're just directly targeting at Ino's picks.
Yeah, and it further adds on to your question where they're targeting Ino. They're also saving the final counter pick towards the side of Yu in towards that farm lane here. So do we get to see something special here? Might be the Devara, might be Ino on his signature Baishi. Those things are pretty acceptable coming in from Game 1 because in a BO7, we want to burn heroes slowly into the Game 5 and Game 6, right?
And also because they are trying to play the game in totally different style. So as you can see, by picking this Garuda, kind of just prioritize KSG's early game using Lapu Lapu and In, and also this Garuda allowing them to build up the vision control for the whole team.
Super aggressive picks here coming in from side of KSG. The final two picks will be the Consort Yu and the Yu Huan coming in from AG.AL. Such a safe composition. Their only early game comes from Zoe on that Pei and also Sheng on that Yu Huan. If they lose that 3v3 mid lane, this could be disastrous coming in from AG.AL.
But that's how AG.AL always play, especially for the first game of their best of 7, right? Play it slow, steady, but nicely. They're very comfortable about taking those late game hero. The only thing is that will Zoe be under attack in the early game? Because just as you mentioned, right, he's the only powerful hero on the side of AG.
If he falls, that could be a big trouble. And it's a reflection of their individual playstyles. AG.AL, slow, steady, winning the race mid to late game. KSG coming at you with strong laning phase, good mid control, and want to break you down in the first 4 to 10 minutes of the game.
And speak of the laning phase, that's exactly what KSG tried to highlight for Game 1 because on all 3 lanes, they're trying to build up the winning lanes on all 3 lanes.
Yeah, win lane, invade jungle, go for towers. That's the KSG playstyle.
Well,
so as the coaches shake hand, we will be going into Game 1 in just a short moment here, Nora.
And you know what? These two teams play against each other so many times due to their records. Actually, they played 332 times before.
Wow.
With AG a 68% winning rate, KSG 31% winning rate. But you know, this year they play against each other for
50-50?
4 times. That's a 50-50.
Hey, it's a 50-50 win rate. One of them will have to suffer a lower win rate after today's BO7 here. So some records will be broken because these two teams yet to suffer a single loss here in the side of KWC.
I mean, so far in KWC, both teams standing there with 12 wins in a row. And these two teams actually know each other very well. And I know KSG, they are known for their aggression, and AG.AL, they're known for their microing.
With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into Game 1 of our grand finals between AG.AL and Kuaishou Gaming. Let's go!
Who's gonna take the first victory, first win among the best of 7 in the final this year?
Now, Nora, talk to me about the winning condition coming in from AG.AL.
Well, I mean, AG.AL definitely need to make sure that Zoe need to farm up very well, and also they need to accelerate pace, farming pace, allowing them to back up for their side lanes.
Oh, and towards early game, such an aggressive start coming in from Silence, taking a bit of a damage here. Towards this specific game, I like your analysis on AG.AL's win condition, but it's the total opposite for KSG. It's about breaking that laning phase, winning lane, and then converting into jungle control.
Yeah, and you can hear the rumbles right now from the crowd. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys who's watching the live stream right now, it's gonna be full stage here in the arena.
I love it, right? The crowd is cheering, they're roaring, and the fans has been amazing here at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. So, in towards this early game, it's similar playstyle, right? It's about controlling that mid lane here. Zoe, still level 3, looking for that mid wave and then going in for that Crimson Golden Clear.
So actually everything just went very well on the side of AG.AL. The question is that how KSG is going to break the window for themselves, right? How they're gonna break the balance of all 3 lanes, because they need to do it. The time's ticking.
Yeah, it's really difficult. For them, it's about finding those opportunities here. So, in the early game, we do see more of the gold sharing that has been a signature KPL playstyle. We talk about it, right? You said that the gold farming style originates from AG.AL debuting in the tournament, right?
And also, it just allowing all those teams are very, very familiar with this kind of gold sharing. And check that poking damage, right? Liu Lang already makes some movements.
Amazing damage coming in from Liu Lang, the captain of KSG. But I like the gold sharing method. Yes, it's a strategy that has been proposed coming in from AG.AL, but teams throughout the 2 years of AG.AL's winning spree, they managed to break it down little by little at the very least.
I mean, break it down little by little, which means AG will play quite comfortable during the lanes, just play defensively, make sure that those mutual monsters won't be, taken away by KSG easily. Try to make some trades, even at least HP trades.
On top side, we do see the splash gradation landing on towards the side of Silence. Just a trade of ultimates here coming in from both teams. They're playing it safe, respecting that early game.
But I mean, play safe can be good for AG, but as for KSG, they're waiting for Juhao, waiting for income for backup.
Oh, Raging Sea landing on towards the side of Ron. Nice butterfly effect to cleanse him off towards safety here. LFF going dangerously low. First blood for the side of AG.AL. Silence going in for the pedal reset here, but he gets taken down. Schwai stays alive for sliver of health.
That was a basic attack, and it ended up with a 2-0 trade. I mean, it was KSG trying to make something happen. It was the initiation coming from Lapu Lapu with a flash. Nice controllability, but as you can see, burst out damage isn't there. And check Ren. Ren plays so well so far in KWC, giving him the priority and take the first blood.
And previous series, Ron was consistently being targeted down by multiple members, and now they're giving him the 3v3 which they want. It's looking so comfortable for AG and LFF. You're low, buddy.
The HP trade, everything just in favor of AG so far in the early game, which might cause a little bit problem on the side of KSG because we mentioned they need to gain themselves a winning lane in the early stage.
Yeah, 1,000 gold already going into that first 4-minute tire. If you're a KSG with a strong early game composition, you won't be feeling too good.
But I feel like maybe the 4-minute mark will be the time for KSG to make something happen. But just check the rotation Zoe and Shen is doing right now.
They might be wanting to dive silence under the tower here. So giving away control over the Tyrant, where AG.AL, they want to make sure that Silence doesn't get his free lane that we talk about.
They're just torturing Silence, right? Trying to suffocate him during the laning. But as for KSG, just like we mentioned, right, they made some trades about that dragon.
Oh, nice flash coming in for the side of Sheng, dodging away Silence. Silence has no flash. He's almost getting taken down. Splash grenade, fighting Silence, and that is 3 kills in towards the backs of AG.AL.
I mean, it hasn't been 5 minutes, but Ran already with the pure skies. You can see like how Ran is being so aggressive today.
He's getting so much help from AG.AL. They know how important that clash lane matchup is, and towards the bottom side, Yino might be in danger. Nice spear will landing on towards Yino, but the cavalry is here, Stry bailing his farm lane out of safety.
And I mean, with a 1,000 gold lead, it seems like the balance is not there for KSG. They're trying to pressure at the bottom, try to make some laning trains since this Florentino is really being tortured.
Now, I have a question. We know AG.AL, this specific roster, has been with each other for at most 2 to 3 years. Their experience in the world stage, last year KWC. So when you compare to KSG, a very young and rookie roster, does it mean that they are more stressful?
I mean, speaking of the stress, definitely LFF is under huge stress. He's just been taken down by 3 members, but as Liu Lang is backing out with his ulti, trying to shred down the HP bar and force AG to retreat.
AG is just finding plays after plays after plays. Towards the top side, we still see a bit of a 1v1. Checking out replay here, Sheng lands a beautiful skill 2 landing on towards them, and then LFF flashes over. Nice pounce by Zoe, but back towards live, we do see a trade-off between both Yino and Yu on that farm lane.
Yeah, I see like both farm lane actually has been taken down, and it's gonna be pace movement. Zoe just backing on this top lane again. So many things happen simultaneously on the side of AG actually.
But this is the playstyle coming in from AG.AL. We saw it from the group stage, we saw it against the playoffs. They farm, they outpace you, and yes, 4 kills, but the way that they generate the goal lead already close to 3,000.
That's a lot, because we haven't even like reached to 7 minutes yet, right? It's only like 6 minutes, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky for KSG how they're gonna gain the vision control, because as you can see, Lapu can be quite vulnerable if he can't just soak in all the burst out damage.
Oh, 1v1 coming in from Silence, finding the refresh on towards the pedal here. Ron manages to dodge towards safety, so that's the end of that play. Meanwhile, mid lane, looking for a bit of push, but that's the Garuda playstyle coming in from Liu Lang. Easy wave clears.
Yeah, and I mean the Garuda pick can be good if KSG just fell behind, because they can always rely on Garuda's laning clarity, make sure that the tier 1 tower in the mid lane is always gonna standing there for them.
Yeah, as long as the mid lane tower doesn't go down, KSG can still push the game indefinitely. So we look at AG.AL's draft. Yes, they're currently in the lead, but there won't be a lot of engaged potential because it only relies on Sheng on that skill 2.
Exactly, because it's really acceptable for them to just farm up in this kind of speed.
That's correct. Mid lane, a bit of a clear coming in from both teams.
Oh, check Zoe's positioning.
Yeah, Zoe is positioning himself in this half man. Might be catching you on that rotation.
I mean, they are gaining all those vision control, and maybe the next target will be the invasion of the opposite side's red buff.
Oh, it's looking so comfortable for AG.AL.
Yeah.
Every rotation coming in from Zoe, just clearing towers left and right. You already lose a tier 2 so early on into the game. It's only 7 minutes 30 seconds.
And I feel like KSG, they are just trying to get into the mood. They are trying to make something happen, but the thing is that the rotation that AG moved is kind of be more flexible.
Very perfect as of this part here. Celestial Melody has to be popped here coming in from the side of Sheng. A bit of a poke here. Ooh, he does go very low, but that's the clear of the wave, right? You clear the wave, you rotate back into the jungle. Slow but steady for AG.AL.
And as for KSG, actually, it's just allowing them to have a plan B, which will be fix the spot of engagement in the mid.
Now we talk about how AG.AL can win the game. Snowball Ron, Snowball Yino, Zoe doesn't die. Ron getting caught out here, has to pop the Pure Sky. Silence going in for that 1v1. But a good disengage coming in from Stry. Stry has been such a reliable role, just putting down those anti-CC.
But I mean, nice catch. It's gonna be Zoe jumping in, getting his hand on this Yu, but he tried to make the tower die happen. You just denied that.
That could be the game changer here coming in for the side of Kuaishou Gaming here. Meanwhile, towards the bottom side, Ji-Ha wants trouble with the side of Ron. Ron in 1v2. Gets tagged by the pedals yet, but nice refresh coming in from Silence. Silencing Ron in that play.
I mean, KSG, they're just waiting for the right moment and try to make those pushback happen.
It's just a blink of a moment and you miss it. And they found the outplay, getting Ron, getting Zoe. And that 3,000 goal lead, it has shrunk to merely a 2,000 for the side of KSG.
And I mean, like, all of a sudden, you can see KSG at the bottom side, they already take 2 towers down, allowing them to have a winning lead at the bottom. And at the same time, they're less Silence to carry the red buff.
I think we caster cursed them right now. I was saying that, oh, what does KSG need to do to win? And boom, Ron goes in, gets taken off. Zoe goes in, gets taken off. So not the most optimistic approach coming in from AG from that mistake.
Yeah, I mean, because KSG's group hunt just take AG's members down one by one.
Oh, Stry here being tagged on. Zoe gets hit on by the Blossoms here. The Blossoms are resetting onto a Stry. Stry will be the first victim to fall. That is going to be a big pickup here for the side of AG.AL. It means they won't have vision for the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, because we mentioned that once Pages fell down, they're just going to lose control of the threatening vision.
It's true. So now, going towards this 10-minute mark, if just now AG.AL held their lead, maybe we see an AG.AL domination, but with the takedown coming in on Stry, the mid lane tower just gets exposed.
I mean, the mid lane tower matters a lot, especially we are reaching to the 10-minute mark, and you can see the output damage from a Garuda from Liulang really hurt in the mid stage.
And LFF, such a smart play, marking Zoe, and Zoe gets jumped in. Blossom reset coming in for the side of Silence. Silence wants Zoe, but the job is done. They stop AG.AL from trading that objective. It's looking so good for Kuaishou Gaming.
It seems like everything just collapsed by around like 8 minutes, right? KSG just find one window open for them and keep snowballing the game.
And they're not stopping here. Ron getting caught off here by the side of Ji-Ha. Ji-Ha goes in with the ultimate, finds a slot here, and he takes down Ron in that play. This is disastrous for AG.AL.
And I mean, just check the goal difference. AG is holding the goal difference quite well, quite decent, because it's still gonna be very even. But check the burst of damage coming out from Eno, just using his ulti with Shen's flash, got such a nice gank.
Very good timing from Eno. He saw LFF leave his farm, and immediately he's like, you're alone, and he gets taken down. This is the moments that you need here. So with that timing difference, maybe they can go for that overlap. But Ron, a bit over-aggressive here, being punished heavily by the side of KSG.
But so does Yu, right? The position isn't that comfortable. You can check his teammates are actually very scattered.
Coming towards live show, chunks down Silence. Silence gonna be really low before the next fight. AG.AL, they have control over the Shadow Overlord pick.
I mean, the accuracy with Shen's skill 2 is definitely there.
Yeah, they are going dangerously low. Both teams,
okay.
They're playing with each other. Ron
coming
goes
in.
for the back line. Who gets the steal? It goes over the side of Zoe. AG.AL, they're backing up. They already accomplished the mission, securing that Overlord.
Make the constellation effort happen again. A pretty classic AG playstyle. But on the side of KSG, since they already break down all those towers on 3 lanes, right? The tier 1 tower. So it's time for them to make some engagement happen on the red buff side.
I want to give props to KSG. The way that they claw back in towards this game was just remarkable. They were like down like what? 3,000 to 4,000 in towards that early, and they just managed to find picks after picks to actually get back into a 50-50 with KSG.
And right now, the top lane, you can see like these two teams are actually doing different accusations. AG is led Zoe to do the step push, right? And actually the Vanguard's really hurt.
Oh, LFF, he's getting caught in the middle of nowhere. That's a nice chunk. He still saved his ultimate and also the flash. So that's an okay pickup here.
And I mean, that's the microing we talk about all the time when we're seeing AG play, right? When they fell behind in the mid game, they're trying to figure diverse methods to, just trying to even the game up.
In social media, there's a clip of Stry standing in the river looking in towards that bush, and then it perfectly just slices off that vision. It's really viral in like global social media.
Yeah, and I mean, in that case, it's gonna give the pressure on KSG, and right now they're targeting at the tier 1 tower in the mid.
Yeah, this was gonna go down pretty quickly here. Eno and Sheng just using a basic attack to chunk it down little by little. I think the game decider will be happening later on. Ji-Ha gets caught out. He's getting really low.
Really close.
Nice 2-man stun coming in for the side of LFF. And Zoe, he gets taken down. Stry has no way to escape. That's a double kill going over to the side of Liulang. Liulang, meanwhile, Silence is holding on to member Sheng. Has to commit the flash, but the job is done coming in from Kuaishou Gaming.
I mean, that was a really nice pushback on the side of KSG. It seems pretty much like Zhuhao was the bait, right? Just let everyone get in, check the replay, check the positioning, right? Zhuhao has been taken extremely low, but after that, he survived, and with the Lapu Lapu with a flash getting in, and also Liuliang's output damage with his ulti, just use his ulti to land all those kills as a double kill.
LFF has been amazing in this game. Yeah, he's 0-2 in the early game, but the way that he found engages after engages in the mid game is just superb coming in from a superstar new roamer.
Because I mean, like, speak of engagement, the only engagement that you can see on the side of KSG will be Lapu Lapu.
That's true, and he's managing to find all of those little plays on the map, which gives KSG back to control. 50-50 from both teams, but with the Shadow Tyrant, the next upcoming 2 minutes, it's gonna be rather stressful for AG.AL.
Well, you see, like, this is kind of like another class of playing, right? It's everything just went so 50-50, and you can see a lot of back and forth is going on, and even when we scrutinize about the goal difference, it's quite even.
It's even, like, it comes down to that one final play between these two teams.
Yeah.
If Yino dies or you dies, that could be disastrous for either of these teams.
So, you can see KSG are trying to push in a quite secure way, and AG is trying to poke in a bit more, the ulti trade.
Unending Despair coming in from the side of Sheng. That's going to be unavailable for the next upcoming minute here, but it's still all right. Both teams are just like giving away the outer tower, slowly but surely pacing for that Shadow Overlord fight.
Yeah, speaking of the Shadow Overlord, that's the reason why Ran is now showing at the bottom and check Silence. He's looking for some 1-1 versus.
Yeah, Gentleman's Touch goes in for that 1v1, finds a reset on towards the Blossom here. The members from the side of KSG just slowly but surely marching down. He's being converged. Zhuhao goes in, finds the side of Zoe. Zoe has to pounce away, but the backline goes dangerously low. Yino is finding damage, and no one is tagging Yino. Sheng is the first to fall, and the third Spac Spear will find Sheng and run towards the backline. It's a 2-4-0 exchange in favor of KSG. Yino flashes in, but Silence with a really good reaction time to dodge.
It's gonna be a flash trade. I mean, everything just starts with those skirmishes happening at the bottom lane between the Clash laners, right? 1 versus 1, and the team members is trying to back them off. But after this, check the control ability, right? Those stun just let KSG to make these things to be possible.
This spear wheel coming in from Zhuhao was so clutch to pick off Sheng, and with that win, Shadow Overlord going in towards them, and the high ground coming in from AG.AL might be in danger later on.
Exactly. I mean, after claiming that Vanguards, it's just allowing KSG to push in a more aggressive way.
It's gonna be stressful. Like, you have 3 waves simultaneously pushing in. You can lose the mid tower, but you need to protect that high top and bottom high ground. And Liulang's damage, he's looking good. 105,000 damage to Garuda. He's having a field day.
That's insane, I mean. And especially he's not using his ulti, just landing on those tankies from AG's side, right? He's landing it even upon Yu Huan or this console Yu.
Yeah, Yino and also Sheng always gets chonked down by the side of Liulang's Garuda, and which has been really amazing. And with the Overlords marching in, they are trying to knock down this bottom tier tree.
I mean, Vanguards are here. Check AG's positioning, try to dodge the poking damage first. Ulti has been forced out, but the Vanguards has been claimed. Only the high ground tower at the bottom fell.
Ah, that's another one coming in from that top side here. I would imagine that KSG wants to use this big Overlord, take down this top tier tree, and then rotate for that 30 seconds time on that Shadow Tyrant. This could be a very important moment for both of these teams.
Yes, especially for KSG, when they're attacking, they need to make sure that they are putting everything in a cautious way, because you are playing against with AG.AL, who's already been so familiar with this kind of counterattack.
And another 1v1 that's been initiated by Silence. He is going in. Sheng has to pop the flash, and also the ultimate here. That won't be available for the next upcoming minute, but job is done by KSG. Another high ground removed from the base of AG.AL.
I do like the trades that they did before the engagement happened, and right now they're looking for some skirmishes. It's gonna be Eno. Flash has been forced out. KSG looking for some troubles with the red buff and trying to make those constant damage, letting upon Zoe.
The pokes has been amazing coming in from side of Kuaishou Gaming here. AG.AL, they need to push in the vision line. If they lose this, it could be really dangerous. Zoe flashes forward, has to retreat with the help of the butterfly effect. With the health bars blinking low, this Shadow Tyrant will be a simple pickup for the side of Kuaishou Gaming.
But I mean, like, every time when AG trying to force KSG to take some movements, it's always gonna be Liulang's ulti, right? Just shred those HP bar down and just cause such a great problem problem about the attacking that AG trying to initiate.
And the mid game has been about silence, right? Going for those 1v1s and then forcing both teams to react towards it, with Ron being caught off and then Zoe going in an awkward position, and then when LFF comes in for the engage. So they need to make sure that silence doesn't get a proper flank angle.
And right now it's gonna be a trade. The skill trade is on, the poking damage is out there. I mean, like AG.AL, they are under huge pressure right now.
It's not gonna be easy. Shuai's butterfly effect on that Zhuangzi won't be available for the next 20 seconds here. That gives them a really good window opportunity to get this final tier 3.
And I mean, this is going to be the game 1 of the best of 7, right? And KSG is really close to the crystal right now.
They are pushing up the minions here, coming in from all 3 waves. Good poke coming on towards Sheng. Sheng has to take the retreat here. Minions are still far away. Yu goes in with the ultimate here on towards the enemy here. Tower is under siege by both teams, but they have to take the team, but the tower is exposed! There was no one from AG.AL who cleared the minion, and KSG takes game 1 in this best of 7 series.
I mean, everything just being nailed down at the end of game 1, right? KSG, they fell behind a little bit in the early game, but as you can see, when we step into the 10 minutes mark, they've made a lot of trades happen, and also they just enclose the whole vision and push the game till the end.
LFF's mental game is so strong. Being 0-2 down in the early game and still being able to manage to find those team fights, those pickoffs has been amazing. Check out these early games, right? It was silence, LFF being taken down, insane snowball coming in from Ron, but the way that they come back from this is just remarkable from the side of KSG.
And I mean, from this kind of skirmishes happen, right? LFF has been taken down, but after that, they also made a lot of ambushing happening at the bottom. Yeah. The tower died.
They were just constantly putting pressure on towards Ron. Yes, we do see signs of excellence coming in from AG.AL, but the way that they play team fights, the way that they pick them off, this was such a crucial one. Zhuhao making it out alive on that Ying, and Zoe, Shuai gets taken down. This is where all the objective control goes back to the side of AG from KSG. And let's check out with the panel to see what they have to break down. Rain Day in panel, please do take it away.
Well, you wouldn't believe it if I told you if it was any other day besides the grand finals, but a KPL team has lost for the first time in Paris, and it happens to be by the hands of another KPL team. KSG take the win in game 1 and move forward in their chances to debut here at EWC, KWC 2026, and take the trophy from the defending titles. Rain Day, Isaac, and Haller back on the desk with you. Saki and Nora just on the cast. Isaac, that was exactly the type of game that we expected to see. It did not disappoint.
I never get tired of just watching finals, man, because the finals are just so interesting. 19 minutes, we make it all the way until there. And I'm just loving the fact that it's coming and going. It's a ping pong match, man. Like, it's never for someone. A lot of people say like, oh no, it's already 0-2 for silence over there. Take that, turn around, KSG win.
You saw the playstyle of both of these teams as well. That's the craziest part, where again, KSG were able to take those team fights. They could go aggressive when they wanted to. AG.AL were looking to shut the door many a times, and they played their playstyle early.
And I think that that's the main difference between having the KPL teams just fighting over there, right? Because they never put their hands down. They're always defense up. It doesn't matter if you start just losing at the beginning, they can always find a way to bounce back.
But it also seemed like the bounce back was because AG.AL were making some uncharacteristic mistakes. They were forcing things. They were getting caught out. They were trying to make some fights like 2 versus 5, and that's never a winning proposition.
But you know what? Like, I do believe that KSG forces those mistakes out of AG.AL because they understand something. They have their Garuda pick. And as Sagi just mentioned right over there, the mid lane turret cannot fall. And then in 8 minutes and 30, Zoe and the guys, they really want to just take that mid lane turret to fall, and then they lose to people, and that's the moment when KSG just turns the game around.
Yeah, they turned it around, and that was like a number of different moments where Zoe was trying to, again, force it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were kind of like, this is not the traditional AG.AL that we know, because again, most times they do it, they convert, and they come out successfully.
It is very difficult with that pay, right? Because the pay, you need to have the momentum. So he has the momentum at the beginning of the game.
True.
So 8 minutes, he gets there, he's like, okay, I can do this. But when you're playing against the best of the best, the difference are just minimal.
And those differences adding up to a first game victory for KSG against our defending title champions. Of course, game one, you're going to test a few things. And it was actually AG.AL that got off to the better start. They had the lead at about 8 minutes. They were affecting the clash lane. Silence was 0-2. Rand was 2-0. Things were going well. But suddenly, slowly, surely, 3 S's that give us 3 different intonations on the story that would evolve is that it was KSG who would turn the tide. So, Holler, I know you have some clips ready for the telestrator.
Yeah.
What happened?
Let me
I got it.
into the first one.
I love this because I just love how I can get to hold the mic.
Thank you. As we go into this is the initial fight, right? You were talking about the fact that KSG loved to fight, and it went very south, right? And they were trying to turn this around. Shuai just barely hanging on, somehow surviving. And AG.AL, this is the snowball that was starting off, especially with the ping.
And I think that this is one of the moments where you start thinking like, okay, Lia Feng Feng, he's an amazing guy. He's really good. But there's a difference between him and Shuai where the shot calling, I do believe that it was too early for them to take that fight in there.
Way too early on that one. As we jump into the second one, this is where things are like, hey, they have a massive lead, AG.AL, but look at how they're diving the tower, the Raging Sea punishing them. And Zoe, you were talking about this mid T1. They wanted it. Joey wanted it, but he got punished multiple times here.
And again, like if the Garuda just loses that turret over there, most likely Liu Lang wouldn't have had such an amazing game as he did.
Agreed. And as we go into the third clip here, this is where they tried to go for the ambush. They almost had Ju Hao, but the rest of the teammates all there, they made sure that they pay there. They're like, how dare you go after Ju Hao? And both of them get picked off here.
Liu Lang, man, I just need to keep calling his name. That Garuda pick in there, like the way of the damage, like the distance, the reach, the range that you can have is just a completely different thing.
Very different. And as we go into this last one here, this is for me the tipping point.
I love this one.
Where they're able to chase. Silence was actually doing quite a bit of work. And look at how Ju Hao just kind of baiting them in. It's back and forth where they go. And then they were able to get the snipe in. And at this point, it was an all defensive move for AG.AL.
Now, it goes to this moment. That's what we're in 15 minutes, right?
Yep.
When you get to the 15 minutes mark right over there, you understand KSG has the priority to try to push onto the high ground turret. So we get to the last moment of the fight. They do have the minions. I thought that they were going to just push back and try to go for the Tempest Dragon fight. And then after that, they just decided just to finish it, push the crystal 1-0 for them.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost the entire team of AG.AL was up defending, but the pressure from the minions, the pressure from KSG, and the pace, which we had mentioned is a signature of this team, the aggressiveness early, is something that they wanted to lean on, and they had the confidence to do it. In some ways, this is kind of like that title match that we've looked at. Somebody who's historic, who's already been there, who's lifted this trophy, and a young gun who has the power, who has the potential, the staying ability to compete against them, now showing that they can. So my question is, what's the response from AG.AL?
I do believe that when we watch KPL teams fight against each other, and when you have teams like AG.AL against KSG, that first game is just about just trying to understand how they want to play the BP for the 7 games. So you can see picks that we have not seen yet, the Truancy coming in out there. That Truancy is something that a lot of people have not seen. Is the first Truancy we get in the KWC 2026. This allows them, just that in the moment the Lapu Lapu initiates, the Truancy with the butterfly effect can just purify, and then they can counterattack on that. So I do believe that AG.AL in that game number 1 did a really good game on their BP.
It was definitely a good game. I think that, I don't know if the Zhuangzi pick it's something that they might need later, right? But I think for Kuaishou Gaming, I think that this is great. This is what you want to do, especially if you're a young team. You want to take game 1, and they did it assertively with some dominance towards that end.
One of the things that is also, when you look at a matchup here where you have 2 mid laners who are kind of stealing the show because of their history, Liu Lang and Sheng, as you appropriately mentioned. The Garuda, a very valuable mid lane pick, getting the win on that when it is your opportunity to play it, that means a lot. That kind of gives you some confidence, because on the opposite side, if that goes AG.AL's way now, Isaac, that obviously means that they've got the pressure to kind of do well with that pick also.
I think that the Yu Huan pick over there to challenge the Garuda was actually a really good one, because it can just suck in so much damage. So it can actually just use that issue, suck in the damage. It's very late game, so they were thinking that Zoe could do a little bit better in the early game, and the mid-late they could have the advantage, but just KSG was too much for them in this one.
Yeah, too much. I mean, it was about that, like, solidifying the mid to late game, the pay, Joey. Once he got like caught out a couple times, it's very difficult to come back from. That's an early game hero that will fall off.
All right, well, heading into game 2, it's AG.AL's turn to respond. KSG strike the first blow. Let's send it over to Sagi and Nora to get us started.
Thank you, panel, and we are back once again in this game 2. Nora, could you have expected game 1 bleeds over to the side of KSG after an amazing comeback.
Especially when KSG fell behind in the early stage. We know that this team is known for their early aggression, but since they fell behind, I'm kind of worried about them, right? Well, they make the comeback, but by those ganks they made at the bottom, really nailed it in game 1. And you know what? That just remind me about the spring season that they took.
Oh, what happened in spring season?
Actually, KSG is kind of considered as the underdog for this year's matchup, but as actually like being so fresh to the stage, not even mentioned to the international stage, they're showing their potential play right now on this arena.
So they may or may not do another 4-0, just like what they did to Wolves Esports in the spring season.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because, you know, play against AG.AL is never gonna be an easy match. If you guys watched the last time's KWC final, you will know it.
Yeah, it was 1-3 against TTG, and it all went into an ultimate battle with the side of AG.AL catching back-to-back games. As we hop into the pick and bans here, more of these mid lanes coming in from the side of KSG has been removed.
Yes, Haya has been moved, and so does that Frost and Leon pick. Potentially, maybe can be played by AG. They just denied it and prioritized this idea.
Oh, and that's an early pickup on that Arlie and also Zhang Fei. Talk to me about this early pick coming in from Yinwo. He's well known in the KPL scene for being the FMVP of this pick, and I think every single series thus far, he has always selected this early pick.
Exactly. So far in KWC, this is his most picked hero. 4 times, 4 wins, 100% winning rate.
I know something that's 100%. So I remember the panel were talking about like, oh, KSG and AG.AL both have a 12-game winning streak, but after that AG.AL loss, their win streak has been broken, and KSG is currently on a 13-win streak instead.
Exactly, and as you can see, KSG trying to play more aggressive since they are picking out this Guan Yu and also Ogren on the top, because Guan Yu can do great threatening positioning during those team fights.
So much aggression, right? You have the Diadia Ogren for that early game. 1-2-2 coming in from Diadia could just set up a nice, beautiful gank in towards that silent, and when the side of silence is level 4, that's when the insane Razor cavalry starts charging in those team fights, setting up for big success.
Yes, I mean, sustainability is what KSG right now has, and initiation is what AG has right now. Because of the Zhang Fei's ulti comboed with Dharma's ulti, that can be explosive during the team fight.
Oh, maybe we get like a Direnjie here coming in from you. You know Direnjie? We don't really get to see him that much in the entire KWC, but it does work pretty well as a lane matchup against Yinwo on that early, or also against these double matchups here. So I'm pretty excited to see what Yu has in store for us in that farm lane pool.
But I mean, speak of the farm lane pool, already 2 farm lane has been taken away on the side of AG. Aoying be cancelled, and so does Concert Yu. So will it be, oh, they go for the mine.
I mean, both mid laners are well known for the Mai, right? I believe that Sheng was known for his Mai back in the KPL, where he can actually make miracles happen with his long-range engages here. So removing this is to say that maybe they want to protect Yinwo in those teamfight scenarios, give him a really comfortable space to play those teamfights.
I mean, so far on the side of AG, there's only one core that you can see. That will be Yinwo's early, right? So if they want to put more thing to it, I'm looking for a potential Jing play for Zoe.
Oh, I will love it here if we do get a Jing coming in from the side of Zoe here. So clock is ticking here. So that's going to be the setup. Nua being locked in. Potentially, there's still more to think about in towards this specific series. But you're AG.AL. You lost game 1. What are you thinking in your mind right now?
Well, I mean, if I am AG.AL, I won't be that worried about if I fell behind, because these players, they've played among each these players have played together for over 2 years right now, right? I mean, what else they can offer to us? It's always going to be the expectation when we see them play.
And I heard from some of the Chinese casters,
yes,
which is Li Zhu and Pinzi, right? They did mention that these players, this set of players, been to like what, 8 to 9 grand finals in a row.
And also they got 7 consecutive championships, including that one they got last year in KWC. So that's made them to be here again at the final.
That's what champions are made of. But KSG, they're coming to break the legacy here. I am liking the KSG draft. Very strong early game. You have the Angela and Diadia for that combination, and the Ogren early game invade. For this specific combination coming in from the side of AG.AL, it's really skill heavy.
The jungler.
If the jungle is really weak in the early game, that could be disastrous here. So they lock in the Musashi. I like it. You can reduce the healing, but how do you play an early game? It's looking really difficult for the side of AG.AL.
And especially this is only game 2, right? Musashi kind of feel a bit early for game 2, but we know the ulti that Musashi can do, right? Just restrict the HP recovery on the side of KSG. So that might be the main reason why they're picking out this certain hero.
My main worry right now, AG.AL has a beautiful draft, very strong 8 to 10 minute, but how do they defend that early game is my question to them.
Especially, you know, I really want to see Liu Lang play Angela in this stage for several times, but this is his actually first time playing this Angela in KWC. You know, Liu Lang's Angela is totally another level of Angela. You will see it in game, and also it's kind of like prioritize their early game, as just you mentioned. If KSG really played in a more explosive way, it's gonna cause like great pressure on AG's farming pace.
And you talk about Liu Lang, you talk about Ji-Hao, there's a lot of fans coming in to support Kuaishou Gaming and also AG.AL. This is one of the few moments that you have to wonder. AG.AL needs to equalize this series. If they don't, losing 0-2 in the BO7 might not be the most comfortable position that you want to be in.
Definitely, and so actually that's the reason why they're picking out some late game hero. For example, Shen's Nuwa, right? We mentioned about Shen and Liu Lang. They're the top mid lane players, and also they're best friends, and they know each other's playstyle, and it's gonna be the time for them to gain the victory for their own team.
The Gorge is ready. Let's hop right into game number 2. Kuaishou Gaming currently leading the best of 7 series in this grand finals against the title defenders AG.AL.
Here now, we can hear the rumble by the crowd. They're cheering now.
I hear the drums right now, Nora.
The drums on. That's a KPO raging style, you know?
We love it, the vibes here. You know, popping a frenzy, taking a lot of damage here. Oh, Shuai his nose, spell 2. The mid lane 2v3 won over by the side of Kuaishou Gaming.
And allowing them to make the early evasion happening. They're jumping into the opposite side of the jungle. And here we go. Liu Lang's Angela already caused so much threat upon the individuality on the side of AG.
Such an aggressive play here coming in from Kuaishou Gaming with that mid lane 2v3 winning over to the side of Kuaishou. They pick up the Azure. They also pick up a nice small camp for Zhao Yu.
Yes, I mean, like for this channel, he's just gonna play defensively at the bottom, and because the laning swap that AG is doing right now is trying to say that they want to farm up peacefully and let the game to be in really late stage.
I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's a very smart move coming in from AG. You move Yinuo towards mid lane, which can push faster than Sheng. That gives them more room to move around the map like this. Gold sharing, funneling, so they can at least stay healthy in terms of that goal.
And that's those detailed microing when we're analyzing, especially for AG.
Slow and steady. So early game is what we're looking at, right? But what about team fight? AG has a lot of engage coming in for their composition, which looks really good. If we can stall the game to maybe 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, or maybe like 4-minute mark, they can try to make some dragon trade happen, but still they need to, you know, even it up in the early stage. But also the team fight wise, you mentioned a really important point is that AG's ulti looks really nice, unless you land it accurately.
Yeah,
as a combo, as a wombo combo actually.
Yeah, you have to match the wombo combo. Someone has to stop silence on that Guan Yu, right? Potentially Ron, potentially Zoe. Someone have to figure it out. That's where AG.AL's worry. But take a look at this specific early game right now. It's pretty 50-50, but a nice Rizzo cavalry onto his Ron. Ron has to commit the flash. So this is a very crucial timer. Why? 2:30 seconds, 2-minute cooldown. Ron won't have flash for the next upcoming Tyrant fight.
Which will be kind of vulnerable when they're trying to take that Tyrant fight around 4 minutes mark. And also those ganks that KSG did, still working again, and also check Liu Lang's positioning. He's gaining enough vision control on the side of KSG.
Just giving so much room for both Yu and Ji-Hao to get so much gold. And I like this, right? People wondering, oh, what's the gold sharing? What's the gold sharing? You need one jungle, one roamer, and one laner, and then you maximize that gold earning.
And also allowing to have the efficiency to rotate faster. Not even mention to when you're playing heroes like Angela with the idea, the burst of damage is definitely sufficient when you're upgrade to level 4.
And if we were to observe this specific match, right, I feel like both Yinuo and also Yu, their positioning matters a lot. Take a look at all the crowd control. Dharma's ultimate, Musashi's ultimate, Zhang Fei's ultimate, and then you have Silence, always looking at Yinuo. So these two players will be crucial. If they fall, that could be the main damage dealer removed from the pool from both teams.
So you can see like at the bottom, Yu is playing extremely cautious. And I do want to highlight because so far in KWC, I thought like Yu played very well during the laning because you're always gonna see him play as a 1v3 or 1v2, right? But this time, if he's trying to confront AG's bottom lane, you can see Shy already be ambushing here for over like 1 minute right now, waiting for the right moment.
And Yu is so disciplined. He's just not walking out. He's like, I don't see Stry on the map. I'm not gonna play aggressively. Take a look at Silence. He's coming in first in this specific play. Tyrant has been started by KSG.
And right now, check KSG's positioning, right? Trying to rush this Tyrant, but Shy, the jump phase ulti, is kind of threatening him to do so.
Yeah, brilliant. The steal goes over the side of KSG. That's the first objective secured by Kuaishou Gaming.
It's just gonna be slight contest and everything.
1v1 coming in from Yino.
Very well.
Nice start from Liu Lang. So close. Yino is still running. Can he get away? He's getting hit. He's ultimate coming in from LFF. Gets the first blood on towards AG Yino.
I mean, like, KSG just being so committed to take Ino down. But I do appreciate Liu Lang's skill too with the flash. That was so beautiful. All of a sudden, right? Get control on Ino. And Ino just tried his best, tried to climb. It was Liu Lang just flash in, use the ulti. But the damage done was so close. And Liu Lang was really intent to do so.
Yino tries to sidestep it, takes a nice turn, but this ultimate coming in from LFF was just remarkable. And even the fans are like, oh no!
Because actually he was very close to escape away from that kind of last-ditch effort.
Well, with that kill, Arlie is currently behind in goal. You need the Arlie to have 3 items going into that 10-minute fight. That's why the Arlie, it's a ticking time bomb. If Nino can perform well, he can definitely grasp that 10-minute fight. That's what I want to see.
So I mean, like, from this moment, from now on, AG will definitely feed the red buff to Ino, try to, you know, secure the mid-game play. But as you can see, jump his position in Shuai, always trying to gain more vision control and try to sneak at the back, make something happen.
That's such a daring move coming in from Dash right here. See, just like knocking hands, changing it with LFF. Well, he's in a very peculiar position. Nice engage on towards the side of Shuai. Shuai has no more spells, might be pushed into the backline here. Shuai, he gets taken down. That is not the greatest news because the blue buff is open for the side of KSG.
I mean, Juha has already been there and the ulti has been broken. Shred down the HP bar from this early for them to get back. Everything just now in favor of KSG. I do like the idea how Shuai is trying to make something happen at the back, but check the awareness that LFF has, right? Even though he's really new to the stage, but still, he's making sure that each of the bush is very clear for his teammates.
They study the Dash Right playstyle, right? Making sure that Zhang Fei doesn't get like a random outburst from the side of the backline. So that's a nice clear coming from LFF. Towards the top side, good rotation from Juhao to minimalize any sort of aggressive attempts coming in from AG.AL.
And right now we can see the goal difference. Actually, KSG are accumulating 2,000 goal lead against AG, which is really good on the side of KSG. But the thing is that how they're gonna pushing all those towers down, especially the tier 1 tower, because we mentioned about how important that Shen with this Nuwa is when they step into the late game.
It's a very important pick, right? Sheng is the main focus for the late game. So you can start to see their trading sides. KSG going for that mid, and then AG going for that bottom side. We do see a bit of a teleport here coming in for the bottom side. Are they looking for a play? Silence gets jumped on.
The tower's
nice do
down.
to depth on towards the side of Liu Lang. So Silence, he's really safe. But take a look at the backline. They are looking for a potential flank. There's no towers behind, but they're respecting it, preparing for this Azure Gold.
And preparing for the blue buff side, it's going to be engagement coming from Zhang Fei getting control on this LFF. But because of the sustainability that they had, just escape away.
Oh, that's a good trade-off for the side of AG.AL. So they actually have more health bars to defend this Azure Golem here. So good trade coming in from AG.AL. They slow down the tempo coming in from Kuaishou Gaming.
Especially guarantee that they will secure the blue buff. I mean, like 1 flash trade for 2, definitely gonna be fair trade.
It is. So, okay, that's an ultimate coming in from Liu Lang, so that will be available.
It's just waiting for it. The feature about Angela is that you can have a really high efficiency to, you know, unleash your 3-1 combo.
You burst down tanks really easily, right? Especially when you have a solo tank like Shuai. So that's gonna be easy here. Oh, I like it. yes, you don't steal it away from AG, but you force Zoe to take it away from Yino. So that's going to be a crucial Crimson Golem unavailable for AG.AL. So back towards my question. Game 1 KSG, they didn't look too good in the early game, but now this is the KSG playstyle that we're waiting for.
Yes, and also they're letting Angela to play by Liulan. You can see like just what we said, right? Just check out his outplay thing. He might trying to find another burst advantage happen by using his flash and skill too.
Oh yeah, he's like sitting comfortably with like a scepter and also the voice staff. So if he lands a full combo onto his run, onto his Yino, it's just boom, you're gone.
However, if we check Zoe's skill difference, as we can see, Musashi already has 6,000 gold, right? We mentioned about Musashi's ulti allowing him to restrict the HP recovery on the side of KSG, so that might be a potential play that we might see in the future engagement.
It's gonna be really quick now. 40 seconds on the dot before the Shadow Tyrant officially spawns in this game. I believe both teams will definitely want to be playing over this specific bottom river later on.
But speaking of the river side, actually the river control is kind of be in control of KSG. And right now they are looking for someone maybe in the red buff side. But Dharma just spot that, ran, take one step back.
Yeah, Crimson Golem will be the next target for the side of Kuaishou Gaming. Potentially, yeah, it's not to steal. It's to force out the smite from Zoe, then go for the objectives here. But they're slowly backing off, looking for a bit of a mid lane push. This tower might be going down. It's like, you want tower or do you want red buff?
They want the red buff. They're going aiming at the red buff.
Okay, Jihao, he's in the midst of everyone here. Zoe has to force the smite on the objective. Another good steal. They force both things. Mid tower goes down. Crimson Golem denied from Yino, and with that rotation speed, they get to go towards this bottom river first.
I mean, even though no kills happen, but that is so smart for KSG to do so, right? Claim the smite from Zoe, so AG need to wait for the smite until it has been available.
They also need to wait for Yino on that third item here. If Yino has no third item, silence. He's looking at Yino. Silence.
Okay. They're pressuring in the mid lane, and as for AG's positioning, they're trying to guarantee or vie for this crucial 10 minutes mark Tyrant.
Okay, it has been started coming in by both teams. Zoe takes the first aggro. We do see a 2-2 coming in from LFF just to find a bit of a poke, but LFF doesn't have the mana bar for this specific fight.
I mean, still silence, waiting for the right moment to come in, and it's going to be AG first trying to break out his ulti. Shy got the Tyrant.
Prison, we see the silence coming in from the backline. You're finding the engage onto Zoe. Zoe gets taken down. That's a 2-for-1 trade, but there is no one marking Yino. Yino is still doing damage towards the backline. Ron finds a beautiful knock-up. Silence going solo. Gets taken down by Ron. You in the bush. He goes in for a 1v1 against Yino. Jihao, he's so tanky. He's looking for the execution here. They are still landing damage galore.
Don't get it in.
He gets the trade off with the side of Yino. That's a 4-for-2 in favor of AG.AL. Jihao dangerously low. Path for passing, running away. Where is the teleportation coming in from Shou? He wants to chase. Okay, there's no more chase. Jihao is safe, but AG.AL is the miracle 10-minute team fight.
I mean, miracle team fight around 10 minutes mark is so classic to see AG do so. First, reclaim the Tyrant by this jump, and also Musashi's ulti directly targeting at Liola's Angela, deny him at the first place, and check Ino's positioning, being so safe and so this Nuwa, just letting out all those constant bursts of damage upon Kuaishou Gaming's members. And as you can see, that 1-1 trade, you can see like Yu is just being so committed to trade for Ino.
The team fight composition realized by the side of AG.AL, and they just make it work perfectly at that 10-minute team fight. And Shuai, you gotta give him props. He stole the Shadow Tyrant just now.
And his aroma, and I mean this might be the pivot of Game 2.
It reminds me of Game 1, where all of a sudden, you start to have a shift of momentum due to one single play. It really amazes me, the way that KPL teams find momentum through a small mistake from their opponents.
I mean, like, never be the end of a game, right? Even though if the game still keeps on, you are still gonna find the chance to fight back.
Now we're back to a 50-50 coming in from both teams. 13 minutes mark. 4-4 in terms of kill. Goal lead, dead even, unavailable, and they are right now starting this Shadow Overlord that may decide the game.
And also, that kind of team fight just kind of alarm KSG that they need to play more aggressively.
12,000 coming in on this Overlord. It gets secured by the side of Shang. They go into the backline. Jihao is the first to fall. But silence! He silenced Shang, and he's still pushing for fourth place. Double kill goes over to that Zoe. Meanwhile, Ron, he's also another victim of this team fight, but 2-2 in favor with AG securing. But Zoe, where are you? He gets caught in the jungle of the blue side.
I mean, it's gonna be a double kill goes over to you. Still, the channel is holding it. It's buying time for his team.
Well, we welcome here for Eno. He's trying to find the backline. Shuai, he has no spell too. He might be chasing down by the side of you, but they respect it. Are they still chasing? They're still looking for Shuai.
Waiting for the right moment since his ulti is unavailable, but without the red buff, they're not allowed to do so. But still, Kuaishou is making comebacks right now.
He's just charging it for
Let's
Eno.
do it!
He finds Eno in the midst of two towers. That's a really good play coming in from the KSG farm lane.
I mean, KSG's farm lane, Yu being so new and check the red buff side. Angela got another kill upon Shen. Just denied those members one by one.
So this unbridled outburst starts with Sheng securing the buff. But take a look at Silence. He flanked the side of Sheng and takes him down. You also, it's a bit of a half-half map where both teams are finding the opportunities. But later on, the most important play coming in for this is them finding Zoe in that jungle. That is crucial for the side of KSG.
And once they know that they got numbers advantage, they're just being so committed to take every possible kills.
Oh my god, it's such a back and forth game coming in from both Kuaishou Gaming
And check the skill difference. I mean, it's quite even, right? It's quite even so far. And as we mentioned, if we are talking about the late game hero, AG Shen, this Nuwa is gonna prioritize. And as for KSG, it's gonna be Yu's channel.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, how did Liu Lang manage to find Sheng? Sheng's range is so long, but Liu Lang still managed to find the backline against Sheng. That's just
insane.
Amazing for me.
Yeah, and right now KSG, if they're trying to push forward, they are making sure that they are going to play around Yu's channel. I mean, Yu is definitely on fire so far in KWC.
11.6 thousand on that channel, 5-1 entry. If he stays alive, he's definitely going to be melting big tanks for Shuai or also Run. So he's your main guy to go to. You talked about me on this, right? You, first year in KPL, already getting that championship title and coming in on a world stage, he's feeling so comfortable against Yino, one of the legendary farm lanes coming in from KPL.
I mean, like, he's not fair to confront the opposite side, right? Actually, he's kind of like showcasing right now by using this channel.
Yeah, he has to keep himself safe. Yino finds a bit of poke here on towards the side of Yu. Half a passing, precious in just to get a bit of poke damage on the side of AG.
And speaking of the poke damage, actually Nuwa allowing them to do so, and with the Musashi's ulti, actually they can deny the channel for a possible play.
Ah yes, the skill 1 block right on the projectiles. That could be the game-winning moment here. I'm looking at, yes, Yino, that direct matchup, but also the playmakers. This game is about Kuaishou Gaming, Silence, and LFF. For AG.AL, it's about Ran, Zoe, and Shuai. Whoever finds the key targets will win the upcoming fight.
And the key target will be Channel and Nuwa.
They're respecting it, right? You see, like he bought the Ominous Premonition, one more tanky item, just to survive in those team fights.
Try to solidify his survivability, right?
So we're waiting for the Shadow Overlord here. That will be the main target coming in for both teams. Whew, bit of a damage from you. That seems to hurt quite a lot. Ron finds the true towards the wall. He flashes away, but gets caught by the death to Sunset. And then we do see Silence just pushing everyone into the Overlord pit. And he finds the double kill out of an engage from the side of AG.AL. It's looking so good for KSG at this moment.
I mean, when we're talking about the bottom lane, you know, the top lane is never gonna be content with that. It's gonna be the time for Dharma and this Guan Yu to make so many things happen. The double knockup just denied China at the very first time, just like we mentioned. But as Silence, by using his Guan Yu coming in, kind of scattered the whole arena and brought the chance back to KSG.
Is this his first game of Guan Yu in this tournament for Silence?
No, I mean, like, he actually played it very well, but in KSG's KWC, yeah, it's the first time.
First game and already this sort of level of performance is just marvelous coming in for Silence. If I'm not mistaken, through our conversation, he's known as a 状元, which is like a first pick draft coming in from the youth league, right?
Yes, and so does Zhuhao. That's the power that they got on the top side of the map, on the side of KSG.
What an amazing performance thus far. But still, 18 minutes, it's a bit of a reminiscence of game 1. Still 50-50 coming in from both teams. You need to see whether Kuaishou Gaming finds a decisive push coming in with this Overlord. There's still about 90 seconds left before we see that Tempest Dragon.
I mean, that's gonna be Silent's job to do. He needs to make sure that he's gonna be the second man stepping into the battlefield. Because as you can see, either Ran and Zoe, their ulti is kind of scary.
You can't get caught in those coming in from the due to the death from Zoe or Ran on that ultimate here. So you gotta tread the needle properly because we saw, right? The moment he sticks just a bit towards the wall and Ran just flashes in for those plays.
And without a flash, since this channel's flash is not available, they're just gonna play extremely cautious.
They have so much to worry, but can Sheng steal this? He does have vision. Ultimate. Okay, that's safe. KSG secures that Shadow Tyrant.
And that's some experience that we mentioned when these KPL teams played.
Discipline, right?
Yeah, the discipline is definitely out there.
Okay, now Shadow Overlord marches towards that top side. This could be a very big push coming in from Kuaishou Gaming. Potentially, one tier 3 may be taken down from the base of AG.
And I mean, the Vanguards are on their way. They need to secure their place so far because they are stepping into game 2. And so does AG. A lot of pressure is on AG right now.
Sheng, that Nua is just nasty defending this base. Well, Zoe taking a lot of damage.
They need to make sure that their own positioning allowing them to dodge Nua's damaged out.
We are almost pacing into that Tempest Dragon in our first ever in the 07 Grand Finals. I am stoked for that. Wow, with the final waves being settled here, AG's goal is to push out the waves, go for those flank angles, find you. For KSG, however, it's about getting that teamfight moment for Silence.
But that may need to be done if KSG trying to initiate first, or it's gonna be AG's counterattack. Because as we are stepping into the Tempest Dragon, everything just even up.
It's gonna be an interesting one for the upcoming play. This will be the first ever Tempest Dragon of our BO7.
Let's
this
go
game
find our
two.
first Tempest Dragon.
Okay, Silence, he gets marked out here. In towards the mid lane, Yinhuo, he's marked by the Diadea. Both teams are fighting for mid control over this bottom side river. It's gonna be really, really important. Whoever gets the bushes, whoever gets the flank angle, may have a really good team fight.
Because they know they had such a clear understand that this might be the last team fight.
They're just waiting, right? They're just waiting. First of all, take away the Crimson Golem, you know, we have slow time. Ron, he's pushed through towards the mid lane. 2-2 coming in for side of Diadea. There's no follow-up play, but Flash used by the side of Ron. That's gonna be a big cooldown if he wants to look for you in the back line.
But I mean, like, one flash trade for 2. Angela is also absent with this flash, so it might be a G
to death coming in for the side of Zoe. But Zoe, he doesn't find on towards anyone. Jiao is still really tanky. Both teams respects that and they back off.
And at the bottom, you can see Silence is constantly taking his eyes upon Ran, making sure that he won't come in and cause threat towards Angela or this channel.
Try walks in. He wants to look for a bit of a vision play. Tempest Dragon has been started by the side of Kuaishou Gaming.
It has been taken half away right now. It depends on AG whether they try to contest this Tempest Dragon or not. It's gonna be Red coming in first.
Due to the death finding on 2 members here, we do see a nice pushback coming in from Ron to disengage Zoe towards safety here, towards the back line. Linking Hellbars on towards Zoe. AG.AL, they need to find a way to re-enter this pit.
Still doing trades and still AG is holding it, but since Zoe, he canceled his recall, it seems like AG trying to contest it head-to-head. The HP bar has been taken halfway down, and so does KSG is trying to bait in a lot of things, and the ulti of Zhang Fei is ready now.
Jiao gets pushed towards the wall. He goes into the right Hellbars on towards multiple members with the back line. AG Zoe secures the Tempest Dragon, deal to the death on towards Liu Lang. Liu Lang has nowhere to go. He has to flash away. The counter in play coming in from Jiao. He gets taken down. Yinhuo towards the back line. He has the same Sanctuary. He is still alive. They are looking for the final play. You is so dangerously low. Raise on Calvary does nothing. And AG.AL finds every single member. And they are looking to push it into a game to equalizer.
I mean, after suffering for almost 20 minutes, AG make a miracle comeback again. Those wombo combo, they did it. Everything just put it in such a decent but impeccable way. And it's gonna be their time to make the pushback.
You'll break my win streak, I'm gonna break yours. Both teams, they are back to an equal footing in this best of 7. And minions are marching through. We are going to an equalizer after this game 2.
It's gonna be a 1-1 at the start of our final of our best of 7.
You told me that AG.AL plays slow and steady, but this is not the one that I'm looking at. They are just fighting for control in every single opportunity that are given them.
But to be honest, I'm so amazed by the last team fight that they play, right? The layers. I thought it might be jump his ulti first, but actually that was that
just
Dharma coming in and then come out with the jump his ulti, double stun, and that Zoe to find a spot, get in, ultimate down, and just deny the members on the side of KSG.
Such a well-played game coming in from Shry and also Ron. Yes, their KDA may not be the best, but the way that they structure these team fights, you push away the side of Zoe, you give him room, let him smite, and if he got that Tempest Dragon, that was the crucial play for AG.AL to win this game too.
And I mean, like, that kind of be a little bit frustrated on the side of KSG because from the replay we can see they did really well. They did extremely cautious, or even we will put a question mark on it. Is it like extra cautious, right? Because they are holding the advantage for over like 20 minutes, but one last team fight, boom, collapse.
Top tier teams going at it, and I'm loving how competitive this game has been between these two KPL Titans. You look at these plays. It's just back and forth. Two sides coming in from two teams. But let's pass it over to the panel with Rain Day to check out what exactly went down in this game too.
Well, you guys said it best. It takes a Titan to take down a Titan, and KSG get exactly what they serve back in kind. AG.AL with a 22-minute victory, and they light this crowd on fire. What a moment there. Inua, 3 kills to add what was already a delicious treat here in Paris, France. You could see the reactions there. It was just the cherry on top to have the star grab the final few blows. Welcome back to the panel, Rain Day, Isaac, and Holler, to talk about what was finally the end of KSG's win streak. 13 games, though. That was pretty good.
That was a long one. That is a very long one, but I am amazed. Whenever that you're in doubt, just go for Ino on the early. That man can turn things around because that is his signature hero. We knew since the beginning that that was going to be the ball game. Pass the ball to Ino, let him farm, let him get better. But whoa, Holler, the way that he turned the tide, it's crazy.
Incredible, right? Incredible play by Yanoa there. But also at the other side, if we're talking about you know, like, he was the man, especially early. They were starting to roll, and then in the same way, they're like, okay, we need to shut him down. And once they did, the tables had turned.
I think that sometimes Yu does not get that much love, man, because he's in such a competitive team. Like, he's got Silence, he's got Juhao, he's got Liu Lang. But Yu's top level, man. Like, he's a baller as well.
That Chano was incredible. 5-1 for most of the game.
Yeah.
There were a lot of moments that centered around him. I know we'll take a look at it, but yet again, it was a little different from the start to the end. These two teams finding ways to be competitive, but also in different moments, KSG out in front this time around, and it was AG all on the back foot.
Yeah, all on the back foot. I mean, it seemed like AG were like, how do we get back in this game? It seemed like KSG had all this momentum, but at the end, when you're able to extend the game, slow the game down as much as possible, get to a Tempest Dragon, what is going on here?
And that is the beauty about AG.AL, and that's why we love watching their games, because you never know exactly what's going to happen. It's never that easy just to say like, oh no, they're losing by 10 minutes, 13 minutes, it's gonna be for KSG. Now AG can always turn it around.
There were so many moments. I got to see what you prepped for us on the Telestrator, Holler, because, I mean, from Tyrant kills to Overlords to Tempest Dragons, every big objective fight turned into what was a decision that turned the tide of the game.
Yeah, let's go to this one right here as we go into the first one. This is going to be the earlier piece. You know, he's thinking, oh, he's on this early, he's going to be fine. He just barely gets hit by that Destiny encounter. Ensure that they get the first blood, really setting the tone for this game early.
And that in that moment is just a moment when Ino's whole strategy starts falling apart, right? Like, because they started roaming around so they can actually share gold all together. Him falling in there just kind of just makes them go all the way behind.
And as we hop into the second one, this is kind of the start. There were a lot of big team fights, and they started with the big neutrals here. This was that Tyrant moment. Shuai with that amazing steal. No smite. It's just like, hey, I'll just basic attack that one, ensure that he gets it. But then the control that you're seeing, a little bit of revenge in the sense that AG.AL were able to kind of bounce back, do some work on their own end, and KSG just barely surviving on this
Up
one.
until right there, it was just a game of rotations. If I want to defend something, I'm going to have to let something go. And it was just the way that KSG was playing up until then, right? Like, the Tyrant falls because Inuo does not have the red, but wow, he comes back on the 1v1 against the channel.
Yeah, he came back, right? It was almost like revenge. Just like, I need to take down Inuo before he goes. But that was a nice one. As we hop into the other one, yet another fight around the big overlord here. And this is a huge one. Shen getting the steal, getting the take. And again, the team fights where Zoe finally gets the better of Juhao, is able to take down this Ogryn, and things were kind of looking a little precarious for KSG as Silence gets taken down as well. He had so much control throughout.
It was such a long fight. I think that this one just went like for about like a minute long. They come over here, and then in there, like you can see how you in there, after taking the double kill in there, he puts a target on Inuo's Arlie.
Yeah, and also Zoe just kind of sticking around a little too long, invading behind enemy lines. Probably not the greatest of positions as he paces the
He's
fight.
trying to get the blue, man. Like
Of
he's like, okay, we lost that fight. Let's try to get something around. Trying to go for a Zur Golem.
Yeah, and as we go into this one, it's going to be the final one. This is the Tempest Dragon. Of course, this is going to be highlight reel. The perfect play by Ron with that pushback, creating space for Zoe to take the Tempest Dragon, and then from then on out, it's just a snowball from there.
Holler, I think that they didn't want to actually fight that Tempest Dragon.
Yeah.
They just wanted to kite a little bit, just to kind of just try to get AG to come in. They wanted to lure AG a little bit in so they could actually take on the fight. But the problem is that they kite for so long time that the Tempest Dragon, the HP bar goes so low that then they're like, okay, seems like we're gonna have to commit. And when they committed, AG just took it from them.
There were actually, it was almost 3 for 3 when it came to objectives. Big objectives. You talked about the Tyrant, the Overlord, Tempest Dragon. It was all AG. But the moments that KSG clawed it back was what they could get after that. You and on the Chano getting a double kill after that Overlord fight.
Yes.
And then even then towards the end, you're thinking KSG are kind of in the gold lead. They have an opportunity to keep this up. That Tempest Dragon, though, I think showcased a little bit of the strength of the new WA pick as well. She was baiting and waiting and saying, keep going, keep going. I got my ult, I'm ready to go, Holler. But, you know, that one I loved how she shifted away and then said, let me actually do the damage onto your players so that now we can just win the fight and run it down.
Of course, of course. The positioning is so key, especially in that Tempest Dragon. Nobody needs to get caught out, but to Isaac's point, that was on bar in the sense that, hey, they were trying to go for the Tempest Dragon. At the same time, KSG was like, I don't want to do this. It was, they're like afraid of commitment at the end of the day.
Holler, we talked about the mid laners at the beginning, right? Like just that matchup between Shang and Liulang. And if the first one was for Liulang, this one's gotta be for Shang.
I think so. For sure.
Because the new one is the one thing that just keeps the high ground standing right over there. If the high ground turrets are still standing over there, then the problem is that the Guan Yu cannot cope from behind, cannot find the flank, so then KSG does not have access to the high ground, cannot actually go and finish the game, pushing us all the way to 23.
Which was very different from how this game was going, where Silence was always on the prowl. He's always on the flanks, always trying to find that little place. But he got caught out. Everybody was right in front of AG.AL, and they have a tremendous burst, and they were able to just push everybody aside.
If you add that to the complexity of, okay, we got to wait for this new WA, we don't want her to steal it, or the way that Shuai was playing that and getting those last hits, just his positioning, then you kind of almost, with KSG, have to slow down. You have to respect it. You can't necessarily rush into it. So it's interesting to see them kind of bouncing back and forth, saying, man, the tempo of these objective fights are very hard for us to manage.
Randy, we're going all the way to 20 minutes in game 1 and game 2, man. Like, this is gonna be a long day, but I'm here for every single game of it.
I can't wait. This is so exciting, and we see both teams now evened up. No one's on a win streak anymore. Well, I guess AG.AL technically is, but both KPL teams in this tournament taking a loss. I wouldn't have it any other way for our grand finals. It's 1-1. Time to see who will take the edge yet again with Nora and Saki.
Thank you, Rain Day and the panel. I'm stoked because I think this is one of the first few series that we have that's going neck and neck in our playoffs. And of course, it's in the grand finals.
And I mean, everything just being so uncertain since the result comes out, right? Just like a lot of back and forths are actually happening during that team fight. And also the last Tempest Dragon fight to secure the victory goes to AG for game 2.
I like that uncertainty here because it's not just farming and not fighting, but it's about both teams fighting neck and neck, back and forth for control. And you won't know who will win until the 20th minute mark. Tempest Dragon, that was a legendary match in game 2. But refresh your mind, both teams are 1-1 now, and we have to start off with the pick and bans coming in from AG on the blue side and Kuaishou Gaming on towards the red side.
And you know, that's the time that we brought this to the table, that since we are doing the global ban pick, right? And AG, they are using some safe cards. For example, they picked out Zhuangzi and also Musashi. That's kind of saving cards. But on the side of KSG, 2 compositions that they used are quite expensive.
I like that, right? It's about planning your draft going into a BO7. You don't want to show all your cards in game 1 and game 2. Then your coaching staff, your players like, now what?
Now what? So now what for KSG? Is there any surprising hero that they may offer to us in Game 3?
Hey, this was reminiscing, right? Like, I've seen this early Zhanghui in Game 2 on the same side, but this time it's coded in Kuaishou Gaming's names.
Yeah, and I mean like AG on the other side, they pick out this Aoyin. Aoyin can be really well-rounded in this patch, I guess.
I feel so as well. It's a very strong lane hero. You can actually self-sustain in lane. You can play strong, you can play weak. It's really situational on what AG.AL wants to be playing for, and that's a really early priority going over to side of Fatih. I remember in KPL, Fatih or Cao Cao is always used against the early in that specific matchup, right?
Yes, not even mentioned to last year when AG went to the Ultimate Battle play against TT Global, the top laner that they picked was Fatih.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that is a whole other story, right? Ultimate Battle is still so far away. I want to get back into that later on. But interested to see what sort of game strategy that KSG is actually building for themselves. I like the Haya.
I like
Liu
it.
Lang has been one of the key playmakers with silence in Game 2. And if you give him a Haya and you go for those aggressive engages, that could be a very huge marker for KSG to find tempo in this Game 3.
And because of the fatigue and the idea just kind of denied the potential Lapu Lapu or Guan Yu, right, to be the counterattack towards this Haya. So I would think this Haya can be really smart as the third pick on the side of KSG.
It also forces the side of AG. It's like, hey, you want to pick the Agudo, but you won't have a tank. So maybe you have to burn through the floorborne tank, something like that, to potentially look to tank against this Haya. So it's really smart drafting coming in from Kuaishou Gaming, and I like it a lot from Coach Ziqi.
But still, like Agudo is an open choice, right? Well, they let Zoe to pick that Agudo or not. They're letting this Agudo out, right? Because of the tankiness that you just mentioned. It just forced AG to do a lot of poking damage instead of using their tankiness to gain division control.
Do we get a Kaiser? Do we get a Yang Jian? They do need something like that to stand in the front line. If not, there will be a zero frontline composition for AG.AL, which could be pretty difficult to pull off. At the very least, we do see the Devaro and Charlotte being locked away. For the side of KSG, they lock in that Byron.
Well, since they locked this Byron, kind of means that a slight potential assassin jungler can be seen on the side of KSG, played by Zhuhao, right? Or, on the other hand, they will only have one core, which will be Use Ali to play in this game.
That's dangerous, right? We don't ever want to see a one-core composition. It puts so much pressure on one player, and if you just poof and die in the team fight, your team will be, I wouldn't say they will lose, but they'd be in like such a defensive position.
Defensive position is it. And so I'm looking for some heroes like Jing, or even like some surprising assassin junglers played by Zhuhao. But still, for Zoe, the question is that, oh, Monkey, I like it. I always gonna like a Monkey play against Haya.
How does it work?
Well, it seems like your tanking is allowing you to, even being dragged by Haya into his ulti, you are still gonna be potentially getting out and survived. At the same time, because the initiation is kind of lagged, and Monkey can't just, build that up.
And you are a tank Monkey in the front line, you can get supplemented healing coming in from Diadia's ultimate.
Yes.
So it makes a lot of sense. And the Xia late game to give more levels over to whoever that's carrying. Maybe it's Yinwo, maybe it's Ran, and then you can also reduce the tankiness from the side of the tanks coming in from side of KSG.
Oh, Luna pick, like it. I mean, Luna always gonna be put under the spotlight, because you know that once you landing your ulti constantly and impeccably, then allowing you to win against your opponent. On the other side, wow, we know it.
We know it. We get a Luna coming in from Zhuhao in this Game 3. You talk about Luna. As long as you're gliding, you're finding the refreshes here, you can consistently dash around the team fights. That's what KSG is looking for this time around. Their composition is not that late game, so if KSG fumbles in the early game, that could be really punishing for Kuaishou.
And also, speak of the tolerance upon these two different compositions. On the side of AG, they're trying to build up a really solidifying late game composition, which is in their comfort zone, right? But on the side of KSG, it's kind of give a lot of pressure on Zhuhao, right? Whether this Luna can play well or not, just being so deciding in Game 3.
You can only find out in this stalemate. Currently, it's 1-1. In this best of sevens, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Paris, France, with the Esports World Cup, holding on this Honor of Kings 2026 World Cup, and we are going into Game 3 between AG.AL and Kuaishou Gaming.
Well, I mean, Game 3 is going to be quite peaceful in the early game since they are along a lot in the late game.
Early game aggression coming in from Ron, but he's taking a lot of damage coming in from you, so that's a bit of a win coming in from AG.
Yeah, I mean, like, they traded for the skills that Kuaishou Gaming has, so yeah, definitely. And also because of Liu Lang's rotation, just make sure that they will have those advantages being built on the top side of the map.
And Laura, I'm loving the vibe here at the venue. Here you can hear the drums, you can hear these slogans coming in from both teams. They're just cheering on for their favorite players, favorite teams, all the way from different regions, different continents of the world.
And you know what? It's kind of like a ritual when you're seeing KPL teams playing, right? Those fans are actually just hitting those drums, waving the flags, and also cheering for their favorite teams. And also, you know, a lot of fans are actually flew all the way back from China to here in Paris.
That's the lovely part. The community unity, that is what we're looking for here. And back in towards this game itself, KSG, very early game aggression, locking Ron ready from this minion wave here. So this is going to be really difficult for Ron. You want to fight his skill towards the late game, so you can't allow him to continuously take blows on his face.
And because of the KSG's reading, right, they know that they need to suffocate this farming pace on Ran. That's the reason why they're doing those lane swapping, right? They're letting you this early to play at the top first in the early stage.
My eyes are set on KSG's Liu Lang and Zhu in the early game. They are going to be really important in finding those early skirmishes, building that lead to escalate that mid game so that they don't allow Yino or Sheng to farm towards those big item power spikes.
Especially now, Liu Lang's ulti is already being there, so actually he's trying to ambush at the bottom and just trying to make something happen.
Okay, the only few targets that can actually pull is probably Sheng and also Yino, or you remove Zoe as the main tank, right?
However, it can be a little bit tricky if you want to get your hand upon Zia, because Zia with a long attacking reach, how you're gonna reach him, right? And also because of the Purify that Shuai's idea is doing right now. So I feel like maybe AG will let Shuai's idea to be the bait and try to bait out this highest ulti.
Wait, is this? Oh, that's the photographer's face that she drew. That's so cute.
Because the fans is written in Chinese that please give us the camera upon the cutest Roma right now playing on the stage.
So they are looking for Shuai and also more moments for LFF here. I love the enthusiasm coming in for the fans here at the Lenovo
And
Legion
the
Gauntlet.
interaction, right?
I love it, right? I love it.
Here's the sky.
And speak of the interaction, actually KSG interact a lot with their top, right? The constant rotations are now being made, and since they are swapping those lanes back, Haya, TP down, they're trying to make something happen around the bottom side.
Now, we talk about how Liu Lang and Zhu is important for the team itself. What about AG? What are we looking for? Okay, Dway Shuai, he gets caught by the forever resetting Moonblade coming in, just finding the first blood on towards Shuai in that first play. This is going to be big. No Purify for the upcoming minute. He will be the prime target that's being taken down. Silence, he has no flash. He's being poked down. But the nice flash engage on towards Silence, but they don't find a finishing damage. Liu Lang has to force some way towards safety, so they disengage and they are out of it.
I mean, like, everything just being put in such an explosive way. That was the initiation coming from Zhuhao's Luna getting in.
Oh, Dream Realm forces away. They do manage to steal away the Azure Golem. This is a big momentum coming in from KSG. Liu Lang doesn't have the ultimate. He might be taken down. Zoe gets the kill on towards this side of Kuaishou Gaming's mid lane. This opens up entirely that bottom side and also the Tyrant, but they need to defend the Azure Golem first.
I mean, with one man fell down, with numbers in disadvantage, AG still make it as a counter-attack.
How did they even find that angle here? We need to take a replay later to see what exactly went down. But with that play itself, it was just marvelous. Look, losing Diadea, but still managed to find an engage over to side of Zero Golem.
Just check out Monkey and also Ziya's poking damage. And also, Liu Lang's ulti has been dragged out, has been denied. So that's kind of just give the slight window open for AG.
Wow, Sheng on that Ziya was just insane. That pixel perfect knockup, just removing Liu Lang from the equation was so remarkable because we talk about it, right? Haya needs to find the momentum. If you can't find the momentum on Haya and you have no gold, you might be locking yourself into a death zone 1v1.
So in case of that, KSG is trying to accelerating their pace, and they are taking the Tyrant down.
Nice
And
refresh
it's
coming in from
Luna taking
Jihao.
it.
Rider Alpers locking on Yino. Yino has to go on towards his dragon to escape towards safety, but no one is picking up Shuai. Shuai is the first one to fall. 4 members hovering around Zoe near this Moonscape Mirage. He's out of the picture. He's being poked low, but there's no ultimate coming in from Jihao, but it doesn't matter. Yu takes another kill on towards Zoe, pushing KSG further in hit.
It's gonna be a 0-2 trade. After KSG lost the last team fight, they just instantly pull themselves together and just play around the secured Tyrant play because they know that they're capable enough to do so if they got the early and jumps ulti with them.
What? The momentum is shifting really fast between these two teams. 1 second is a left-hand jab coming in from AG. The next second is a right-hand jab coming in from KSG.
You could never know.
Not backing down whatsoever.
Yeah. You can never know what's gonna happen, right, in the future play. But right now, the thing is that the game is quite in favor of KSG in this certain stage.
At 1,000 gold lead, they are looking to potentially invade this Azure Golem. Silence is in place, but you know what? They respect it. They give them room to play.
And also, they're letting this early play so well at the bottom. You just having his fun, having his good time, and also keep pressuring on both side lanes.
I like the matchup between Aoyin and also the early, but okay. I would say that Aoyin wins the lane, but when it comes down to the mid game, Arlie is just such a better one pushing tower.
Especially with this red buff, right? Always feeding to this early, allowing them to do so. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky on AG. How they're gonna handle this kind of situation, this kind of aggression showed by KSG so far.
They need to slow it down. They have very good late game on towards side of Ron, Sheng, and Yino. They just need more time to scale. For KSG, they need to step on the pedal and force more plays and silence. Oh, that's a lot of damage in towards that face.
Trading a lot of HP, trading a lot of poking are actually can be seen on the side of AG.
Nice refresh coming in from Jihao. They are finding Zoe. Zoe has no ultimate yet. Rider Alpers locks him in place. They find the first kill on towards the AG jungle. Meanwhile, Ron gets locked in towards a 1v1.
It's gonna be a 1v1 and it seems very decent right now. Everybody just waiting outside of this ulti and wait for this secured kill upon Ren. Deny him. It's gonna be another 0-2 trade on the side of KSG and it's not gonna be the end. They come in A, force out this Aoi's ulti and take that tier 1 tower down. They got everything that they want on the side of KSG.
Big wins across the board for Kuaishou Gaming. They're just feeling it in this game number 3. They are locking in that goalie comfortably well. And you take down Ron, you take down Zoe. You won't have any front line to play towards these team fights.
And because of the flexibility and those mobility that KSG's individual hero has, allowing them to separate the whole battlefield. You can see like Jihao just playing in such a deft way, right? Dash in, dash out. It's kind of kiting out a lot of members on the side of AG.
So this last pick, Luna, has been remarkable because when Yino or Shuai uses their ultimate or their crowd control, there won't be actual CC crowd control in stopping Jihao from dancing in these team fights.
And right now it's gonna be the ulti upon this monkey. Everybody just gonna wait for it. It's gonna be Jihao getting in, baiting out a lot of HP first and trying to secure this monkey pick.
Rider Alpers tagging on towards the backline. Zoe gets locked down by the initial pick. He will be the sacrificial lamb for the side of AG.AL. But they came what they are coming for. They take the tier 2 and they are looking for more.
And you know what? That's the best thing when you're playing this high in advantage because you can just easily initiate whatever you pick in front of you. Neither it's gonna be a Fatih, neither it's gonna be a Didier, neither it's gonna be the monkey because you know that the vision control and also the crowd control allowing you to secure that kill that you want.
Yulong has been so active on the map. Yeah, he died once, but ever since that death, he's just finding plays after plays, pickoffs after pickoffs, securing comfortable positioning in team fights for you and also Jihao.
So just check the goal difference, right? KSG already got 3,000 gold lead, which seems really optimistic to them.
We've been here before, Nora. Every time we talk about a goalie for a team,
So
somehow,
classic.
some way, the other team will find a comeback here. So I'm gonna wait for the 10th minute shadow objective to see who can find that miracle play.
I mean, right now AG is trying to buy them more time, taking those neutral objectives, trying to make sure that they won't fall behind much. Speaking of this goal difference.
They need AG.AL Ron or the side of Zoe to find you in the backline. If you is removed from the teamfight pool, then maybe AG.AL has a shot for this 10th minute. Because you see, the vision line that's being put on by KSG, you're not allowing AG to create the objective nor go for the 50-50 fight.
And right now, as you can see, Shen is grunting on Ino's Aoyin. Make sure that Aoyin can be very outstanding in the late game.
Yeah, just giving him that level breaking point. Right? As 10 minute arrives, the Shadow Tyrant is immediately rushed down by KSG. This is their tempo, and they're feeling really good about it. With a 3,000 gold lead, they just need to push AG back into their base, get their jungle, get their towers, and slowly but surely choke AG from any single resource.
All right, so again, the same question. They try to push forward steadily, but this time, will they be extra cautious because we see what happened in game 2, right?
You have to be extra careful in the high ground is what you mean, right? I think that's definitely going to be a game changer.
I feel like you need to be decisive once you got gold in lead, right? You won't just, let AG to farm up until again to the Tempest Dragon. Then everything just gonna even up. Will be at exactly the same stage again.
The next 3 minutes is crucial moments for Kuaishou Gaming. They need to find cracks in the shield or the armor coming in for AG.AL, and they just need to push it through and get this game 3.
But right now, as we can see, AG's positioning right there let Shen this Ziya to use his long attacking range, try to make some pokes happen.
Nice Howl to rotate towards the bottom side, find a bit of a tower damage. Umbrella outburst towards the backline, finds on towards Zoe. But they take the tier 3 and it's time to evacuate for KSG because there's another Overlord just waiting for them in that top river. Such a beautiful rotation coming in from Kuaishou.
This is the trick that they did, and also this is some improvement that made compared to the last game that they played. All right, it's gonna be an ambush because they know that AG is looking for this red buff.
They're not giving it any single shot in actually getting that red buff here. So for Kuaishou Gaming, they're just playing their cards correctly, not giving any room of comeback for AG.AL as of this point.
And I mean, we speak of the double cores on the side of KSG that will be this Luna and also this Arlie. And with a gold difference, each of them has 2,000 gold lead against their opponent.
How you come back from this? Is it going to be a miracle play from Ron? Is it going to be a miracle play from Zoe? You need something from AG.AL to find a pickoff potentially on you, on Jihao. That is the angle that they're looking for, but who can set it up?
Well, I feel like the very first thing is going to be the items, right?
Okay.
Because right now, just got his 3 items, which allowing him to do some of the burst damage, especially check out use items. There's no armor defense can be seen from his item build, so that might be the window open for Ino to make something happen.
Yeah, if he misplays, if he uses his Maple Dance by mistake, then Ino might be able to take down you in those exchanges. I like that optimism here coming in for AG.AL. They need to find that moment, but for now, we're just waiting for the minion wave to march in from all 3 lanes.
Especially on the top lane, they unleash the Vanguards on the top lane. It's gonna be the silence flash in.
No flash on towards Sheng. They're looking for a refresher, but Jihao misses the ult coming in on the
that was really
exchange.
close.
But Stry goes very, very low. So that top tier 3 will be given over to side of KSG. Meanwhile, Liu Lang finds the isolation against Fatih in that 1v1 Moonscape Mirage. Outside of this, a nice unbridled outburst to zone them away. Damage galore from the side of Yu. Yu is still fighting for more targets, but Yino towards the side lanes. Will he be going in with the infinite Vastus? He is looking to chase, but he changes his mind to back off towards safety as the Overlords are marching.
But I feel like no sign for
They might be going for the game with a boost. They take down Sly, and they're looking at the crystal here. Game 3 goes over to the side of Kuaishou Gaming in a clean fashion.
I mean, like how decisive they are in game 3. I most thought they might retreat, go for more gold, go for more Vanguards. But as they spot out that, okay, all 3 high ground tower has been taken down, and still the Vanguards are holding on to it. They're just being so committed to gain this game 3.
Yu has been impeccable in this game 3. His Arlie has been amazing, and he found multiple fights, surviving those, and dropped so much DPS against the members of AG.AL. And don't get me started on Jihao. This Luna was just a sightseeing activity that you can do in Paris.
I mean, like around this 5 minutes mark, I most thought like maybe Jihao might fail down because his ulti has been denied. But after that, you can see this deciding team fight, which we are showing right now in the replay, allowing them to do the initiation right separately and take members on the side of AG one by one down.
And panel, I know you're stoked as well for this BO7 here. Right now, KSG's in the lead. Do break it down for us. We'll see how AG.AL can make a comeback.
Well, thank you so much. It's a tall task, that's for sure, as about 13 minutes and 30 seconds go by before KSG claims the lead yet again. 2 wins out of 3, and they're back in front here at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. Isaac and Gene, this is one of those games
those series that feels like it's got epic written all over it. One team jumps out in front, the other team says, no, 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 not so fast. It's beautiful.
I am really entertained right now because it is just coming and going, right? Like we already be talking about that when we have KPL teams in here. But this one just feels a little bit short. I like 20-minute games. I don't know about you guys.
It's true. You had to put your jacket back on faster than normal. You were like, I'm used to waiting 8 more minutes here.
you caught me there.
Yeah. No, but I mean, to Isaac's point, we wanted the epic games, right? And I think that this one was more of Kuaishou Gaming just being like, hey, let's hold the line. Let's play our play style. Let's be aggressive and just take over this game. Juhao, absolute monster game. So much control. Liu Long with the backup as well as use damage. Oh my gosh, this was amazing.
I think that it was a matter of understanding the power spikes.
True.
Sometimes we just do not use those power spikes, and that's something that people need to understand. The Luna has such a big advantage in terms of items, in terms of gold, before the other side, before AG.AL can actually start creating the Succubus Cloak in order to create just kind of like magic defense. That Luna just is flying around dealing damage, man. So that's why in between the 10-minute mark and the 13 mark, when the first Succubus Cloaks come out, is Juhao's game. Is just flying around
taking over. And I think at the other side, if you're talking about Zoe on the Menki, he's a tanky hero, but he was not really tanky because Juhao was just kind of getting it right in his face, taking him over, just like steamrolling, if you will.
Completely agree.
It was a last pick. It was a pick that got the green room excited. We were back there for a few moments as well. Not as long as we anticipated, but had a chance to go back there for a second. And I think you could see the impact that it had. You talked about timings. You talked about Lu Lang and Shang in the mid, but this was not their game to decide the fate. It was actually Juhao's game. And as you guys have some clips to talk about this and dive a little bit deeper, talk to me about the impact of this hero and the way that KSG used their timings well.
This is exactly what they started with. Juhao up in front, taking them down, and they would get first blood. They would walk away on this one. Not too much to watch on this because, again, it just started that a little bit of that early game lead.
I think that in this moment is just exactly when they want to start taking the fight, right? Like they want to start just taking in, trying to be a little bit more aggressive than AG.AL.
Yeah, Juhao though not playing scared, and this is another one. Again, it starts off with Juhao just forcing it out, but Liu Long, that was the secondary catch. When they found one, they usually ended up getting a secondary one, and it kidnapped them away, Liu Long, and then Zoe, he has nowhere to go. He had a rough time to get anything going in this one.
And it was the story that kept repeating through this whole being initiated and then not being able to use his ultimate to fly out because he actually used it to enter in the fight.
True. And as we go into the another one where it kind of, again, just started, they found Zoe, and then they would kidnap somebody else. That's usually how the caught, right? And that was the frustrating part, where this is the final push when you just see just how much space they had. They were able to be aggressive, but Juhao was just on another level. This is 13 minutes.
Of course.
And he was just all the way in the back line. It's like, oh, what can we do? How do we deal with them? And they were thinking about doing like a little bit of a retreat, if you will, but they're like, no, KSG, well, let's end it.
They knew that they needed to do it right over there, man. We were talking about power spikes, and it was right over there. If they would have just gone back, most likely Juhao's Luna might have just lost the power spike. It would have allowed AG more time for them to turn things around, and they did not want to allow that to happen.
They had such a great presence in game 2, and it was objectives. But, you know, you talk about 13 minutes. We didn't get to half of the objectives that we had in game 2 because it was over so fast and the pressure was so on. They were dealing with those tier 3 towers half the time on defense. And so now you look at how do you start aggressively enough as AG.AL to get back into a place where you feel confident. The game they got 2-0 up in the Clash lane over Silence.
Of course.
They actually didn't win that game. And so to me, what's the secret of success for AG.AL to try to bounce back here? Because we've seen a long game go their way, but when it's been early, it's been pretty much KSG finding that little advantage.
This was one of the very methodical games that we have always seen from KSG, right? Like this is just textbook KSG every single weekend over there in KPL. It's just understanding, all right, what do I need to fight for? The Luna needs the blue buff, so we're gonna protect that blue buff. We need to have the Tyrant buff for damage. Okay, we're gonna go and protect the Tyrant. And then they just finish in so quickly, man. Like they come in, they start snowballing a complete avalanche.
Is it delaying, maybe?
Yeah.
Holler.
Yeah.
Is it just rushing that Clash lane, getting that early lead yet again for Rand, trying to figure out a way to be more successful and keep that tempo theirs?
I think that when you see aggression at you, you got to be aggressive yourself.
Right,
I think it starts with the draft. I think the Menki, well, probably, I mean, it does have its play, but I think in this case, they need to kind of consider a different, like a faster lineup lineup, if you will, to give themselves a much better chance here.
You know, I hate to even talk about the scenario because I do not want it to happen. But if you're in the woods and you see an animal that you don't want to mess with, that's aggressive, a bear, a mountain lion, one of the things to do is kind of you back up. But if they get close, you jump back at them. You say, I'm big, I'm loud, this is me. I think the idea, at least from an eye test and somebody who's coming into HOK this week, is that KSG, when they set the tone, when they set the tempo, and they play their game, they are nearly impossible to beat.
All right, but if I see a bear running at me, I'm running the other way. I'm not fighting. I'm not yelling.
You're just running.
I'm just scared, brother.
Gotta depend on the color of the bear, right?
Yeah.
You gotta know that. That's common knowledge.
Hey, in my world, if it's yellow, it's Winnie the Pooh, and then you're at a fun place, right? My daughter's around. That's a good bear. We're going to go to that one as well. Okay, this is a very, very big moment for AG.AL because if they win this one, they tie it back up. We have one of the best sets we probably have seen setting up for the KPL and here in France. But if they don't, they go 3-1 down, and that could spell doom for the supporters. They are going to need all of the fans that they can get. That's why we set up this piece, the Saudi supporters for AG.AL.
然后我最支持的选手是长生，因为我也是玩中单的，我是玩杨玉环的。然后长生，我感觉他今天拿出杨玉环或者拿出王昭君就是1分。
一诺加油
！AG 加油，一定会赢的，4-0他们。
在现场感觉超级燃，然后希望 AG 可以比赛加油，拿下总冠军。希望一诺可以比赛加油，在赛场上发挥的超级棒。一诺加油！
然后今天是我们第一天来这个 EWC 比赛，然后看 KPL 的选手，然后大家打的都很好，然后外卡队今天打的也就是比我想象中的要厉害很多。然后AG 我们选的选手是我朋友比较喜欢一诺，然后我是团队都可以看一看，然后包括中医长生也都还有大帅吧，然后辅助也很厉害，然后加油是吧？给 AG 家那就是心怀荣耀，然后勇往直前。
Hello， 这次来巴黎来看 EWC 比赛是一个其中很大的原因。然后我是来支持成都 AG 超玩会的，也就是 AG.AL。然后我从2020年开始看 KPL， 然后支持一诺已经6年了，所以希望这次他们可以 defend their titles， 然后 AG 加油。
China is home to the best Honor of Kings players in the world.
Pressure at its peak for AG.AL. Everything comes down to their captain.
I love you, family.
Won a KSG, and many people, many analysts think it was all thanks to Ju-Hao. What a performance there in that game 3.
Man, Ju-Hao, he is the first pick of the 2025 draft. You know that he just set up over there the record for the draft, man. Like, it was 6.5 million renminbi that the KSG paid, that at that moment Jingdong Gaming paid for Ju-Hao to be able to be part, setting up the record for the highest pick.
6.5 million anything is pretty impressive.
That's about $1 million, man.
Wow.
That is a lot of money.
Gene, one day we can hope to be there, huh?
Yeah, hopefully somebody will be looking to spend that money for me, right? You know, I'm just waiting in the line.
We'll get there one day. All right, Ju-Hao, you might have us beat for now, but we'll see if you can keep in the lead against AG.AL as we send it back over to Sagi and Nora.
Welcome back to the casting desk, Nora. I gotta say, Kuaishou Gaming is looking hot. Right now, they're 2-1 in this best of 7 series against none other than AG.AL defending champions.
Yeah, and it just reminds me about the backstories about these two teams. Actually, for KSG, the first time when this team got into the final back in KPL was the game played against AG back in 2024 summer season. That final, they lost it against AG, and that was the start of AG's consecutive championship. So, there's like a bound between there, right? And in this year, actually, in the summer season right now, recently, KSG played against AG twice and they lost twice. But it seems like right now they got 1 point advantage. They're ready to make revenge.
It's fate, right? Like you mentioned, the history of AG.AL's win streak starts from that specific series that they won and coming towards here. Yeah, AG.AL didn't have the best of the best years, but they are looking to resurge with this win. So they need this BO7. KSG also needs it. So it's a battle of who gets it first.
And when we're stepping into, game 3, game 4, game 5, then I'd like to highlight one mid lane, which will be very important. Exactly, and also Lorien. Like these two is going to be the vying points from now on.
They have to ban it away, right? I am loving the Mai Shiranui here. There is actually a lot of highlight reels of Sheng on that Mai Shiranui. If you need him to stand up, usually we see either Mai or Princess Frost, right?
Yes, Mai and Princess Frost, and also this Mai allowing them to initiate, especially combined with this Anat ulti.
And it has been a fantastic pick for us towards the entirety of this Honor of Kings World Cup. At first we were like, oh, it's just another soft and squishy roamer. But as we pace into the playoffs, more of the flash engages coming in from all the roamer players here. And Shuai is known for his aggressive roamer playstyle in the KPL. So I think Annette is a perfect fit for him.
Especially it's going to be a perfect counterattack towards all those controllability that we can see on the side of KSG, right? Dharma and also this Moses ulti just led them to complete the wombo combo. That would be quite threatening on the side of AG.
It will be threatening, right? They need to play with caution, especially when we talk about Moses, this hero, right? Yeah. It doesn't have the most crowd control if you're not in melee mode on the ultimate, but if you land it from afar and you poke out Shuai on this Annette, that could be devastating because Annette, in the end of the day, it doesn't have heals.
Yes, and because of Annette's feature, actually we analyzed a lot, and so does AG's. Wow, this time they are turning into a totally different playstyle. They're picking out all those individual potential playing hero in their composition, right? This Mai and also Umbrosa, they really need some tank hero in front of them.
Yeah, very late game as well. Umbrosa, Floorball, Marksman, these heroes need to farm into 10 minutes with 3 items, then they come online. So I like your point. They need a tank hero, potentially something like the
Kaiser, maybe?
Kaiser that they haven't used. So those heroes are sufficient because you see, Ogren has been banned, Yang Jin has been banned, so maybe the Kaiser, maybe the Dun.
Yeah, that is going to be very possible. But as you can see, when we're stepping into the late game of the draft, KSG is directly restricting Zoe's hero pool, right? Three junglers has been banned away, but we only got like 4 vacancy as for those picks.
Yeah, 3 jungles banned on the left side, and then you look on towards the right side. Neza is banned, Pei is banned. The pool of heroes is just starting to diminish for the side of AG.AL, and they're really in need of a tanky hero in the jungle. We can only look to Kaiser and Dun. Those are the 2 available ones.
Here we go. And because of this spot out, this Agudo pick by Zhihe, right? This time actually KSG also trying to make some poking damage happen. You can see this time KSG also turned to another playstyle. They won't just dive right into it and try to initiate. Instead, they're trying to use poking damage done by Agudo, Mozi, and also this Yuhuan trying to, shred down a bit of HP bar on the side of AG.
It's very deadly. The moment you get hit by 1 cannon blast, you might just get the whole team jumping on towards you if you're on the side of AG.AL. So that mid lane 3v3 control, you have to be careful if you're on the side of AG because KSG, they are not letting you go without a fight.
But that will be very interesting to see these 2 junglers confronting each other because the only way that you need to, to get away from this Agudo's pushing strategy is trying to make some early invasion happen. Not even mention you are playing some hero like Kaiser, right? You can sneak into the opposite side, but it's pretty much like a mental play that we might see in the other stage.
Well, we have seen those 2 plays before coming in from the previous series in the semi-finals here, but let's jump back into the grand finals. Kuaishou Gaming currently leading this best of 7 with a 2-1 lead against their opponents, AG.AL and AG. They need to bring it back, and the fans know it. They're channeling their energy into AG players to make that grand comeback.
Only one game away on the side of KSG to reach their match point, and well, AG even it out.
Well, the drums are speaking a lot. They are actually funneling that energy here. AG knows where they are coming from because we've seen this before. KSG pushing AG to their limits, and if AG are at their limits, that's where they pop off and come back in the series. That's what I want to see. Maybe a full best of 7. Oh, Ino going so low. You just takes him down in towards that bottom lane. They do trade it, but Zoe having to give up his jungle control all the way to the top side. He's slow in the jungle right now.
I mean, already can feel the vibe about those confronting on both side lanes. You can see like you actually playing so committed these days.
Nice flash engage coming in from Liu Lang, catches onto his Su. Sheng is so low, but Juhao, fortunately, for the side of AG, he's not level 4 yet.
But still, it's gonna be a fair HP trade and also skill trade in favor of KSG, right? Because Agudo already being farmed up very well. He's gonna accumulate his gold, and right now it's gonna be another solo happening at the bottom. You can see like Yu is playing extremely aggressive, especially when he's stepping into the final and play against plays like Ino.
And Ino is being pushed under the tower by the aggressive play, and with Juhao coming over here, potentially we might see the tower going down really swiftly in towards the later stages of the game.
I mean, it can be very painful during the laning. So Shuai definitely will be there trying to secure Ino's farming pass, right? You can't just let this global marksman to be so squishy in the early stage.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that he scales towards the mid game and then comes online. But look at the replay. I think what happened is LFF poking down Ino. Ino cornered into a 2v1, getting shut down by the fatal arrows. Fortunately, at the very least, it's a 1-for-1 still. It's okay.
Yeah, because you just break out his flash, right? Flash in and make the tower down happen.
Topside 1v1. Ron and Silence trading very aggressively between this early game matchup here.
Early game went very peaceful. Everything just underneath the water. They're preparing for the potential initiate, which will be given from Shen's might. Sneak into the opposite side. They try to make the tower dive. Everyone's backing Ino off and try to flash in. Take Yu down. Yu is just buying himself more time, but 1v4, that's too much for him.
Timer collected by AG.AL. Yu only had his flash after he died. Such a smart and disciplined play coming in from AG.AL, and they make it. We're elevating pressure from the shoulders of Ino. This is what you need to do.
And I do like the tactic that they are doing right now, right? The execution. You make the group hunt to be possible, which allowing you to even up your bottom laning.
So let's take a look at the replay here. As you can see on your left side, Yu doesn't have flash, and he gets pushed by 4 members all the way to the right side. Meanwhile, this is happening. Ron is playing so safe in that top side.
Yeah, I do like the detail that you mentioned, right? He's only like 2 seconds away his flash. That was really close. But those precise chance that they find out just even up the bottom laning. But still, KSG used this Agudo. Agudo already farmed out very well. I feel like the pushing strategy, the poking strategy will be the thing for KSG to do from now on.
And Kaiser has been an interesting pick, right, Nora? We've seen both of these 2 junglers play a lot of Kaiser during the semifinals, and they had a fantastic performance with this. So coming into this game, top side, Silence has to burn the flash, so that won't be available for the next upcoming few plays. Zoe going very aggressive in towards the jungle, takes a cannon blast, but he's a tanky boy. He's just gonna walk out.
I mean, so many things happening right now on the battlefield simultaneously because we can see the HP trade at the bottom and also on the top lanings.
Okay, Tyrant being started off by the side of all gamers. They are looking to take control of this river pit. So far, we don't see Silence coming in true because he doesn't have flash, nor the true mantra. So this objective is given over freely towards the hands of AG.AL.
Well, since Kaiser is definitely at his power pack right now, so that's what we're talking about. Agudo needs to pushing forward. They need to...
Silence?
So, he's a little bit over. It's gonna be the flash, has been forced out. It's gonna be Ren still on his way chasing. It's gonna be Mai at the rear. He's coming in. Flash might be broken by this Agudo, but Ren comes down and denied the Dharma.
Uncharacteristic mistake coming in from Silence, and he gets punished for that. And with that, potentially they will be coming in for this Azure Golem invade. Invisible Warrior popped by Zoe. He's just pushing the side of AG to get this Azure Golem. Can they escape? Though Shuai has no flash, has to go on with expending it to escape from the cannon blast. But bot side, Yu goes in for 1v1, gets kicked up by the Ryu engine, but he's looking for a 2v1. He's so low. He knows that just more finds the 2v1 outplay on towards Yu.
I mean, you're just being so aggressive, and he's trying to make those 1-1 trade against Ino happen again and again. But this time, with a backup from Shen, they make it as a 2-1 everyone
I
against you.
just saw Sheng in the top lane. How did he magically appear in that bot lane to assist Yinor?
I feel like Shun is everywhere right now in the battle, right? As we back into the replay, we can see with this 1-2 versus that's too much for you to soak in.
Wow, just a very well-timed play coming in from Yinor and also Sheng. And you can see the crowd cheering for that AG.AL nomming on that Brit as well.
Yeah.
Nice engagement towards LFF. He has to burn the flash towards safety here. But a nice unending sorrow to keep them up available. But the will win. Chunks out Ji-Hao won't be available. Silence coming in. Takes Ron on towards the wall. Silencing him for any follow-up engage.
That was Silent's choice, right? He's not really committed into taking his damage upon those backliners. Actually, he's just doing all those contributing upon Red. Just check out the replay, right? It was really close for Ambrosia to take Agudo down, but seeing Silence coming in, the punch just directly hitting on Red's Ambrosia.
Timing hasn't been the best for that specific play itself. Sheng went in on a nice target, forced out a flash and LFF, but Yinor was taking that Crimson Gold, so that was a 45 in favor of Kuaishou instead.
I feel like this game can be so tight. I mean, like, the goal difference is not that big, and also you can see a lot of back and forth, and it's gonna be Shun again, trying to make a lot of things happen. That's the main feature that you want to play a Mind well.
Yeah, you just need to go through with your extra mobility, find those camping angles, and I'm liking it from Sheng. He's making his position a mystery that KSG has to solve before these team fights occur.
And speak of KSG's solution, actually check out this positioning, right? There needs to grouping up. They need to pushing together as a one group. Otherwise, how you're gonna take the towers down since you're picking out double warrior composition?
And double warrior is the thing where if you don't win in the early game, you could be heavily punished for that late game marker here. Mid lane is being chunked out really low. AG.AL secures that mid lane tower. Flash engage coming in from Silence, but that's only on an Ambrosia, who still has ultimate. He pays for his life, for his over-aggression. Towards the bottom side, they're looking for an engage on towards Ji-Hao. Ji-Hao has to back away towards safety. He secures the Crimson Golem. He has an auto-dominator. Nice flash coming in from LFF. We do find a fight towards the backline. Shen Ron finding the backline, but Yu just limps away with a sliver of health.
And I mean, that end up with a 1-2 trade. Again, AG just using their energy and trying to push back. That was a really nice initiation on the top side of the map, and if we check the red buff, that was a Nat getting in, and also Kaiser's ulti broke in. That was so close to take them down.
The fatal arrows coming in from Yu, just healing him up for that final damage tick coming in from Ron, saving himself. But this is coming in with an AG tempo. Yeah, you're talking about, yeah, it's only a 2,000 goal lead, not the end of the world for KSG, but Yinor is well farmed on this slowborn marksman. So if he goes out of control at the 10-minute mark, it's going to be very devastating for KSG.
And also, that's gonna be something for Yu, this Chicha, to slow
nice
down.
flash engage coming in from Sheng, but a very pixel-perfect dodge from Silence to escape himself.
And check Kaiser's positioning, right? The vision control, the whole map control is right now in AG's hand.
Okay, now we're back into this footing, right? Silence finds the true Mantra on towards Ron. Ron still has the ultimate. Pops the Undying and marches forward through. But Schwab comes in, finds a 3-man stun towards the backline, isolating LFF towards one side of the map. Sheng, he's looking for a play, but it's just to push the KSG members to your own top side.
Oh, I mean, like, even though there's no kills happening, but I do like the layers that they put during those team fights, right? Just check out AG's positioning. First, the Ambrosia ulti, trade for this Dharma's ulti, and then Shuai and Nat coming in, just kind of initiate again.
And they are still putting more pressure here on towards Kuaishou Gaming's jungle. Liu Lang comes in from the backline, wants to find a bit of a play, but Silence is so low. Kachusen doesn't land. He has to back away towards safety. AG is winning in health bars all around. They are rewarded with this bottom tier 2.
But I mean that we mentioned about the late game is kind of promising on the side of AG. Not we mentioned today already got the advantage around the 10-minute mark. So that's going to be a huge pressure right now putting on KSG side.
But double fighters composition, they come online at 10 minutes. If they can somewhat find Yinor with a Silence engage, with a Liu Lang engage, that could potentially change the entire fight for the side of KSG.
But you mentioned about a potential play, right? That relies a lot on KSG synergy, whether they are synergized enough to take that instant kill down.
Oh, he stays on with the Invisible Warrior. Yu is so low. He managed to get away towards safety. I can't say that for sure for LFF, but they find the true, but a very crucial disengage coming in from Shuai. Just making sure that Silence doesn't get towards the backline. Unending Sorrow towards the backline, finding on towards Ron, but Ron is still healthy. Ron has the ultimate. He's coming back up, flashes away. This is a handshake, but Ji-Hao still wants more. Both teams expending a lot of spells. LFF, where are you going? going, buddy. This is not your push. But they shake hands. They back up. Only Yino is taken down at the crucial 10-minute mark.
I mean, KSG did such a nice job before the 10 minutes mark. They just ambushing it. And can you believe that it was Yu Huan, this Liu Lang, trying to circle the whole team fight, the whole engagement, and get them the chance to take the Tyrant down.
The 10th-minute flip coming in from both teams. Zoe
Dharma
gets sent back towards the wall, takes a cannon blast towards the face, and he is being chased down. He's really tanky. He walks out towards safety, but still, how did they find Yino in the back line?
But I mean, like, everything just pivot, right? Once you already got the Tyrant, allowing you to do the pushing strategy, because we mentioned about the execution on KSG's side. They need to push forward, they need to poking forward, but they're suffering from all those engagement coming from AG side.
And AG, they started this Shadow Overlord. KSG doesn't want them to get it. They do secure it. Zoe in a very difficult position, gets set on towards the wall. Silence still has the ultimate here, but they all back
and
off.
Shucha is waiting in the bushes and checking the Ambrosa. Ambrosa breaking out. Now they trade it. It's a 1-1. Members are there. Liu Lang got the killing spree. Again, it's gonna be the ambush. It's gonna be the vision awareness.
It's the spike mail coming in from Ron, reflecting all the damage on towards you, and they equalize it once again. Goal lead is still in favor for the side of AG.AL, so it's still a 50-50 game nonetheless.
And you can see it from the camera that actually audience are kind of be attracted by these kind of back and forths.
I mean, audience is attracted, I'm attracted. I'm pretty sure the panel is also attracted by how back and forth this series has been. So Sheng, he has to force the flash here, so that's going to be an important cooldown unavailable for later on.
The position is not that promising actually. Everything could happen in 1 second. It's going to be Zoe soaking in all those damage, and right now Aguda is trying to take that Might down. He escaped away from all those enclosed by AG, and it's going to be Zoe still soaking all those damage, building up the front line for AG's side. But everyone just retreat, holding it with composure, but Liu Lang has been taken extremely low.
How do they always do it? They always manage to escape with a sliver of health. Sheng, finding you. Oh, that was really close. But like I said, how did they keep escaping with so little health?
Yeah, I mean, like, everyone's baiting and poking and trying to kite as much as possible.
Okay, AG.AL, they take down the mid-tier 2. With the Overlords marching in, they're actually in a very comfortable position. KSG needs to repeat what they did just now. Find Yino in the backline, then they can look for more objectives. More room that they find! The drill towards the backline, Yino gets taken down! Stry wasn't able to react towards that play. Zoe is in the backline, he isn't able to get any supplementary play, but he gets down with Yino. That's a play coming in from Silence!
I mean, that can't be the most deciding point on the side of KSG. Silence again. The man with silence, which makes the action speaks louder than words. It's gonna be the action he takes.
Look at that play coming in from Silence. Absolutely nasty from that man.
I mean, incredible coming in and just directly aiming at the backline of the core player, the only single core player on the side of AG, and take him down instantly.
It's faster than light speed right now, and AG fans, they know what happened there, and they are worrying for AG.AL.
But actually, that is not easy for you to do so, right?
Exactly right. You need to have that split-second moment of decision-making and then pulling the trigger. It's about mental, it's about reaction, and also the execution.
Yeah, I mean, like, after that kind of execution happened, everything just gotta be in favor of KSG from now on.
Zoe just pushing the vision line so that Yino can secure this Crimson goal over here. We're back to a stalemate. I've said this before countless times. Liu Lang has to burn the unending sorrow. Both teams are setting their sight on this Shadow Tyrant.
It's gonna be the Tyrant fight again. It's gonna be Zoe breaking out his ulti coming in, looking for you. You have been taken extremely low, getting out, retreat, but they trade for the ulti coming out from this Kaida.
Silence is at the back. He's looking for a potential flank. Both teams, they're finding their position coming in for this bottom river. They are just waiting for an opportunity.
But I mean, the flash will be available simultaneously on this Dharma and also the Floorball Marks.
Prime flashes in, finds also Liu Lang. Liu Lang is at the ultimate, and the flash engage coming in from Strike, finding Liu Lang in towards the backline. Yu is finding as much as he can. He takes down Run, he takes down Shen, but towards the backline, Jihao is being marked by Zoe. Zoe wants more. Zoe wants to go to get more. He takes him down, and you have nowhere to go, and you will be taken down. Bottom wave is still available, and AG.AL, they're coming for your crystal.
I mean, 2-4-4 Again, a beautiful trade made by AG. Everything went so chaotic, but it seems like AG is trying to close out the game. LFF sacrificing himself, trying to buy his teammates more time, but still 5 minutes to go. If Liulang wants to survive again, it's gonna be Eno just leading his teammates and ace the teammate. Their opponent is sending all those minions, getting it. It's gonna be an even matchup, giving it to 2 point.
What are we asking for? We are asking for more games, and we are going into game 5 with a 2-2 scores. The fans, they're worrying for AG, but AG, they come up once again.
I mean, they are worried about, right? Because you can't see how Silence could do that, right? They feel like, okay, is it going to be the pivot of the game 4? But AG just deny it with such a decisive team fight at last.
Ron flashing in for that play, and then Shuai comes in helping his classmate. Was probably the best play I've seen with the Liulang and also Silence play later on.
They play so well. I mean, both teams, all 10 players right now in the battlefield play so well. They're definitely at their best state. Check Silence firsthand in this engagement, and also Umbrosa Ren did the same at last.
It's a horror game for both you and Eno. You don't know where they're coming from those engages.
Yeah, and also check out all those top laners. They're playing so well.
Look at this Silence, man. That was just nasty coming in from the first pick of KPL.
But I mean, speak of the last big team fight, AG just scattered the whole team. And also Zoe, the Kaiser, soaked in all those damage coming out from KSG.
Ron just jumps in with the flash, finds the backline on towards Liulang, and with this, they don't have their consistent mid lane DPS in the late game. And finally, we have to check with the panel because this game got my breath away.
It took 15 minutes before Liulang died, and unfortunately, in that death, they won the game on the side of AG.AL. It was an incredible performance, an incredible comeback, and it's brought us level after 4. Heading into game 5, we've got exactly what we want, which is more chances to play Honor of Kings.
I loved it because AG came in with a very clear plan of what they wanted to do in here, right? Like they saw that they have the 2 warriors in front of them. So they said, let's just take one of them down. Let's slow the Chicha down. And then after that, they want to have the late game damage. It was not until like that last fight over there at almost 15 minutes that used Chicha actually had some poking abilities.
Yeah, a lot of ability from you. And I mean, it was a game of all of the all-stars, all of the special guys. The reason why they're on the team, everyone stepped up. Everyone had a moment. There were so many highlights. I was like, okay, we have to cut down because of the fact that we can only have so many. But like literally, that was such an amazing game. It was so back and forth.
And it's between that 13 and 15 minute mark we've seen now 2 games in a row get decided. That final fight. It hasn't gone 20 minutes yet again, but I also, as somebody who's jumping in, you might be watching, you've seen that Motzi hero being played before, but a lot of times you're seeing it played in a different way. Talk to me what was different about that.
It was very different in this one because you have the Annette in front. And it is the problem that if you have the Annette, then you can just nullify the cannon blast coming in from the Motzi. So then your initiation, your poking ability, the fact that you're supposed to be slowing down your opposition is taken out of the table, and then that Motzi becomes pretty not as useful as before.
Definitely did struggle. I mean, his 0, 2, and 9, I mean, it is a roam. It's not that, like, you're not expecting like massive KDAs, but definitely behind on that one. And it was largely, I mean, the team, the way that the composition of AG.AL, they nullified almost everything that was being thrown at them. I mean, even the Agudo with that push, it was just like largely like, you know, they were dealing with it quite well here.
And I think that KSG did something really well. That was just to keep that Agudo always online, right? Like they needed to protect that red buff. So it's always the Agudo making the rotations, trying to protect his jungle. They were very passive because AG had the priority over most of the resources.
Yeah, mostly. And taking over most, I mean, this game was as back and forth as you could go. It seemed like in the beginning, it started to me with the Yino versus Yu matchup. Yeah. They were trying to get the numbers advantage to ensure that they got a little bit of a lead for the farm laner, but then things kind of shifted, right? Once Zoe kind of got online, he was literally the invincible warrior on that Kaiser.
Yeah, Zoe helped drive that final team fight towards the way of AG.AL. They tie it up. They're taking their little break right now. They'll be back in just a moment to play game 5, but we've got some telestrator. We have to, because that game, you know, again, it swings back and forth forth. This time, AG.AL do enough, and it takes till the very last moment to do it.
Yeah, and this is actually the beginning one where we're talking about how they're trying to focus on the farm laners as quickly as possible. Look at how deep Yu is. He should not be there behind the tower to kind of get that first blood.
And the painful part right over there is that Zoe takes that kill. And the problem is that since he's a Kaiser, then his jungle pathing should be slower than the Agudo.
Yeah, definitely.
But then taking that kill right over there gives him extra gold.
Yeah, definitely got slowed down there. And this is also just the return kill. Because, you know, whenever you're going to write a story, the sequel needs to be there with the revenge, if you will. And they finally found you on this one. But moving forward a little bit further onto this one, this is where you're kind of seeing Zoe kind of come online. He was, again, that Kaiser, or like that guy that was always in front. The KSG had to go around. But look at the flank by Liulang. Ensure that Yuno doesn't go home free.
It is just insane, just the way that he can just disappear from your screens for such a long time and then just find the flank for him to come in from behind and then just using his ultimate in between all of the AG.AL backlane. It just slows, opens up the fight for them.
Yeah, opens up everything. And this is kind of towards the later parts. Silence with the one of the best plays that you will see. Again, the flash truth, all the way, the knockback, the control, everything that you want. And AG.AL, they were routed at this point. Even with Zoe there, it doesn't really matter. They were able to be burned out.
I thought this was going to be the turning point.
Yeah?
I thought that this was going to be like the moment where we were like, okay, yeah, let's just keep going all the way until the 18, 19 minutes, right?
Right. AG.AL, we're like, never say give up. And this is the flash forward by Ron. You're making the play. And once you took down Liulang, that opened it up. I mean, Rain Day rightly pointed out, that was the first time he died, but that actually got everything going. The wheels were churning, if you will, and the KSG all out route. But Zoe on this one, he dodges the stun and he continues and takes down Juhao there.
It is just so pretty, just the way that Zoe's playing on that Kaiser, right? Like, because he knows he's tanky. He is a big boy, as Zaki would put it right over there. He knows he can take the cannon blast. He can use his ultimate just to kind of nullify that, takes that last kill, and then just opens the whole bottom lane for AG just to parade it.
To me, I would be almost scared as a fan to watch this because I never feel safe. I don't feel safe if I'm a KSG fan. I don't feel safe if I'm an AG.AL fan. Any moment, this game seems to swivel, and just indicated there by that last clip, it was the first time Liulang died.
It just goes, I mean, back to just like where your teammates are.
Yeah.
Are they able to kind of protect you? You got to always ensure that you're not walking in the dark, deep secrets of the streets of Paris, if you will. You got to be careful, right?
That's right. I know some people went to the catacombs, got a little scared. Don't do that in the land of the gorge. Now, I got to say, Isaac, going into this, let's kind of break down. We've seen two games, both sides. What in your eyes has kind of been the most important factor between this matchup so far on this stage?
I think that just the most important thing up until right now for everyone watching has been the opportunity of being seen like resilience right over there. Just being able to see that not all the time you need to be at the advantage. Sometimes you're going to be behind, but you need to just have a plan to come in and try to do this. I am a little bit worried right now for KSG because they use their double warrior, and we know that AG.AL does have double warrior compositions right over there that might be a very big problem for KSG forward.
Yeah, and the global ban pick actually restricts quite a bit as we're going into this one. It's essentially a best of 3. A lot of the heroes have already been selected, and we're going to see drama all the way to the end of this one.
I was going to ask about that because, you know, you saw Saki and Nora going, oh, they banned this, they banned that. There's like 2 more jungles they could pick. Kaiser's got to be, and then Kaiser gets selected. So are we worried a little bit about that, Isaac?
I would be worried about that. I would be worried about that because I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
But the coaches are not worried about that because they already have, like, I've seen their books, man. Like, their playbooks are just very thick, very deep, very complicated. I know that they're going to be fine.
You could confuse it with a dictionary or something like that. It's that heavy. So many different pages. Is this how you learn French? I mean, is this they give this to the teams to order food? No, just so you know, the food gets given to us over here. However, we still have to order. It's all luxury at EWC. They treat these players as they should be, as the stars they are. Whether you're watching at home, fans of the KPL, or you're here in Paris, France, get ready because this is now no longer a best of 7. It is a best of 3. The first to 2 more wins is going to claim this trophy. And it's time to see who takes the edge yet again. Sagi, Nora, it's your time.
Of course, you want to see who takes the edge, right, Rain Day? Because this series, who could have asked for anything lesser than this? 2-2 in towards that score. We are looking to see who is the first team to back that match point against their opponents.
Especially when we are going things like 2-2 in this best of 7 format, it just gives me a slight sense of, will we see the ultimate battle today?
颠不颠吗?
Well, it's still too early to say that, right? But match point matters a lot.
Well, what matters a lot as well is what Raindane and the panel mentioned here. The drafting book, the strategy book coming in for the coaches here. How do you give a good composition for your team? Because for those at home or those are here who has never watched Honor of Kings Esports, we practice the global ban pick. Every series you use a hero is removed from your pool.
Yes, so in that case, you can see AG, they are using these 2 bans directly targeting at Zhuhao, right? Just ban away this pay and also Jin, which allowing him to lead the whole pace in the early stage. And as I mentioned, Lorian is definitely going to be the vying point when we're stepping into this point.
Hey, that Lorian has been amazing, right? We've been seeing it through the entirety of this tournament since day 1 of the play-ins up until the final day of the semifinals, and has been appearing in almost every single series here. But take a look at the combination from AG.AL. They're like, you had your fun with Mozi the other game. Let me have it now. And we add on the Shouyue for that insane lane combo against you.
I mean, like double poking, right? You can always rely on those snipers, especially you trying to win the upper hand of your HP trade. So definitely it's going to be a secure winning lane in the early stage on the side of AG.
I'm interested to see what they pick up for their tank again. Last game, they burned through the Kaiser. There's no more Monkey. Do we get an All-Grunt here or something at the very least to supplement that tankiness? Because, yeah, you have the Mozi, means that your roamer won't be a tanky hero. You need something from jungle or the clash lane to supplement it. But I like this matchup. This was introduced in the KPL. The Miyue versus the Devara matchup.
Well, it is so classic to see these 2 top laners play against each other back in the KPL region. And I would say Miyue will do great if you kind of just prone to let this Miyue to build up the early stage advantage. If you can do so, Miyue can be so dominating when we step into the mid game and do the splat push.
And it's one of the most aggressive team composition that I've seen that's being drafted by AG.AL. Game 1 all the way to Game 4, it's always about scaling, playing mid to late game for those item power spikes. But this game around, AG.AL is drafting heavily towards to winning the lane.
And also they are drafting heavily targeting at Zhuhao. You can see like 4 bans upon those junglers, right?
Whoa.
He's actually denying all those powerful junglers so far in this patch.
Hey, it's like what you mentioned, right, Nora? Zhuhao is the Zhuangyuan, the first pick coming in from the last
The
year.
highest value
Yeah, the highest value Zhuangyuan. So you gotta ban him away. Those 4 jungle bans is not a waste. It's a respect towards the side of KSG's jungler.
Exactly. And so does KSG. If they want to make those things happen, they need to initiate more so that they can suffocate AG from those farming pace, because the late game is going to be so scary on the side of AG.
So much damage, so much side lane pressure here. They need a front line. And Dun has been locked in for Zoe. We've seen before how Dun, this hero, is able to open up the space. Very strong early game to pressure the jungle of the side of Kuaishou Gaming here. But I want to see what is the last pick here. You have a lot of mid lanes removed from the pool here.
The mid laner is definitely going to be a good counter pick. But in that case, maybe like a Hano can be possible, in my perspective, on the side of AG. But for KSG, Yang Zhen will be their answer, and so does this Flowball Marksman. Well, I feel like the pressure on KSG is that they need to pushing forward scarily, and it's going to be a Ganon War. Wow, 4 poking heroes on one side.
That is a lot of poke. I like this combination. We've seen this from Blacklist International before. One Mozi Cannon Blast, you get a shot on your face, you get the freshly forged on your face, so you cannot contest that 3v3 mid lane. This is very aggressive stuff that has been drafted by AG.AL.
Yes, and I mean that it's kind of be a little bit extreme, right? Because you are letting 4 poking heroes, which means the initiation is definitely out there for you. But check out KSG's composition, right? I feel like a lot of potential individual showcase can be seen if Zhuhao, this Yang Jian farm, are really well paced.
They have a lot of carry points. You have the Devara, the Yang Jian, the Flowball Marksman, the Lorian. A lot of damage, and if they can find the backline assassination on towards members like Yinuo, on towards members like the side of Sheng on that mid lane, that could be game-changing because once those two main damage dealers are not available in the team fight for AG, it could be disaster.
Yeah, so as we are stepping into this precious and dividing match point, you can see AG, they're playing in the quite, I would say, risky composition, right? If they can drag it into the late game, which they are really good at, yes, they can grab the match point. But as for KSG, they also stepping into their own comfort zone. They're trying to use their aggression and grab themselves the match point.
Momentum on the line. Both teams 2-2 tied in scores in the best of 7 in the grand finals. Match point on the line. KSG taking on AG.AL in this game number 5.
And they encountered each other in the mid lane first.
Yeah, very small start coming in from both teams. This has been AG's starting style, right? Just starting Zoe towards the mid, get that clear in.
But I mean, the accuracy about your poking is really crucial on the side of AG this time.
Oh, I like the rotation here. We were thinking like, it's gonna be Yino and also Mo Zi on Shuai, but they changed the direction. It's like, okay, Silence, you've been having a very good game. Let's pressure you on that top side.
And also we mentioned about if you want to play this Miyu against the Varo, you definitely need to highlight this hero in very early laning stage.
Oh, Sheng coming in for a bottom gank on towards Yu. Yu has the double snipe. Oh, that's a very good damage. Liu Lang is here, find a bit of damage on Sheng. That's a 2v2 that's been won over to the side of KSG.
I feel like Liu Lang can play really well by this Lorien, so does Shen. So definitely Lorien can be very powerful due to his skill set, right? Against this Ganondorf in the early stage.
It's about range. Whoever lands the first blow first will be able to win that specific matchup. Is it going to be Liu Lang finding the elevation on the Lorien ultimate on towards Sheng, or Sheng finding the burst damage first on towards Liu Lang? It's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors.
And it's a bit like this game is going to be a pure mechanics combat.
I like it, right? When you are burning down your strategy pool, it comes down to the original core of how you play Honor of Kings. Mechanics, micro details, right?
Yes, just unleash all the potential play that you might offer to us.
That's true. Oh, so far Ron, topside though, he's winning a lot in towards that laning phase here. Thankfully to Shuai with that early game roam. So that laning phase for Ron is something to look at. He will be the 1v1 monster towards that side lane.
And both teams are actually trying to, prioritize their junglers farming pace. But in that case, you can see Yang Jin already got a level 1 advantage against this Dun because he had a high efficiency, speak of the farming pace.
One snipe coming in from Yinwo. That's a lot of HP being expended by the side of Yu.
Nice sniping. It all depends on your accuracy.
Yeah, find a bit of a poke so far. Early game has been similar in the past few games. Just stalling those item power spikes, waiting for one member to actually make a mistake. Oh, Sheng, nice steal with the Rescue Forge.
And also showed his determination about landing his poking damage directly on the target that he wants.
Yep. Bot side has been 2v2 so far. LFF doing an amazing job with the Lianpo, blocking those shots for his farm lane, so you can actually scale into the late game. We saw how scary it is when you have a late game full-blown marksman, right?
Another steal by Ganondorf.
Sheng has been on fire.
Yeah, he's really accurate about how he's gonna do all those poking damage. But, the only difference in the early stage is that how they're gonna gain the vision control. KSG relies a lot on this Lianpo. On the other side, AG relies on the Dun. It's gonna be Lianpo knocked up directly on the Enos. Oh, it's gonna be the first blood goes over to Liu Lang.
But Liu Lang finds a nice pick on Yino, but Sheng also finds a counter kill on towards Yu. It's about the mid lanes here, finding the key snipes towards the back line.
So it's gonna be a 1-1 trade, and only the farm lane will suffer.
Well, Honor of Kings, farm lane, you'll always see 5 members coming in towards your lane.
Yeah,
I think it has been a usual occurrence for both Yino and Yu.
Yeah, under huge pressure, I need to say.
Well, we check out a replay here. Nice engage coming in from LFS Lianpo, catching on towards Yino. The elevation towards Yino, and Yino sort of displaces himself, but Yu also gets sniped down by Sheng.
Yeah, just as long as he trying to flash out, that's the point. That's timing for Ganondorf to take that full-blown marksman down.
The snipe is so good. And AG.AL back towards live, they secure the Tyrant going towards their side here. So in this game itself, it's about, yet again, those 10-minute marks, how you play those team fights. Miyue has to burn the ultimate here. The Umbral move won't be available. Shuai finding the smite on the stun. But it won't be much of a fight.
Because the initiation isn't that secured. But Lianpo playing is so fierce.
No.
It even make it as a tower dive, but here comes Ganamore again. It's gonna be double sniper. It's gonna be the last point. Flash in, got him the Show just claim it as a double kill.
He's on fire with those snipes, and he is getting back after back after back. What did this man take for breakfast? Because he's just hitting all his shots.
I mean, like, Ganamore, we haven't seen this hero being played so far in KWC in such a decent way. I mean, like, so accurate, so precise, so determined to do so.
The initial play was coming in from LFF, engaging on Nino, knowing he has no flash. First snipe onto his LFF, forcing his flash. Sheng out flash forwards, finds LFF, and then the last finisher on towards you was so perfect from the AG.AL mid lane.
It's all about calculating, right? You need to be really good at mathematics that allow you to do that.
Trigonometry, dimensions, you know Sheng is an expert. Yeah, that's another one towards the mid lane on towards Jihao.
Well, the only reaction that we can give to Sheng right now is just yelling out. It's an outstanding performance, I mean.
Extremely good performance, mid lane centric carry style, and with those wins, it's just jungle buffet for the side of Zoe and Ron. You can see how much pressure that has been put on towards the side of KSG just by Sheng alone.
And also, not only about this Ganamore, but also the top lane pressure keeping in, right? They're doing those early invasions, they're denying those blue buffs from KSG side. So it may feel like KSG, they're kind of reaching a deadlock, right? They want to make something happen. That's why LFF is trying to use his ulti to initiate. But the thing is that they can't group together.
The mid lane tributary is super difficult, like you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
When they group together, and if they get hit by one cannon blast from Stride's Mozi, Sheng's ultimate is just gonna pile on towards you, and you're poof, you're gone.
Yeah, and because of the, I would say like because of the really dominating performance that Sheng is giving right now, is kind of led KSG to fall behind a little bit more, because you can see because of the poking damage, it's really hard for them to get reach to the backliners on the side of AG.
And I've been seeing Zoe just casually picking buffs after buffs after buffs. This is solely because of Sheng's dominance with that mid lane Ganamore. So give me a moment here. How does KSG find a way to make it back? Because Sheng so far, he's 4-0-0, and there's not a lot engaged coming from KSG.
I feel like it's going to be the time for this Yangjie, because Yangjie actually shared the even goal, and he's
nice knock on towards Yinor. Yinor almost getting zapped out. The passive from Jihao takes out Yinor for his over-aggression in that mid lane.
I mean, just talk about it, right? And Jihao just executed it. That's the point. These players, they are so sophisticated about what they're going to do, even if they fell behind.
Nice dodge from LFF. If he takes that, he's gonna lose a lot of HP. So that kill is really important for the side of KSG. This stops Zoe from stealing away this Azure Golem, which they need a lot.
I mean, the gold lead definitely going to be very crucial. 3,000 gold lead now is in favor of AG side. But check out Jihao, just showing his aggression. Because of the versatile damage, it's definitely enough coming out from this Yangjie in this certain stage. So they need to make sure that Jihao is going to play in such a safe setting.
He cannot put himself in a very awkward position where his team cannot follow up towards the top side. Liu Lang and also Silence finding a 1v2 against Ron. Silence has to pump the Millennium Echo. Liu Lang gets taken down by the side of Ron. He does get traded, but what do you lose? Mid lane tier 1 tower goes in favor for the side of AG.AL.
I mean, they're taking down the tier 1 tower in the mid, but check out Jihao's positioning. He's trying to enclose the whole setting, but Shuai already spotted out. Such a great map awareness, but he didn't realize that there would be 3 members coming out for this move. So it's going to be kill spree, goes over to Jihao.
KSG needs to convert these kill advantages into map pressure. Those towers in the top side, those towers in the mid lane, if they can get it, they could equalize this lead. So far, those are great kills, but how do they make a comeback is what I'm looking for.
It's very hard because, as you see, they sacrifice the Roma on the side of AG, trade for that Tyrant, so definitely the advantage is still holding in AG's hand.
Ron is just on fire today, so on form, finding the 1v2, 1v3, and still finding the kill. And Jihao, he has been finding consistent back-to-back plays to bring the game back into an equal footing.
Because he knows that he's the only member in this certain mid stage can hold the whole situation on for KSG.
Oh, this is going to be a 1v1 between the two junglers here. Nice secure coming in from Jihao, but he will have flash going into the Tyrant fight later on.
But I mean, check the goal difference. Well, how long haven't you seen the mid laner sharing with the highest gold in this patch? I mean,
not in this patch at the very
such
least.
a privilege to see that.
I know, right? And Sheng just doing it out of the blue as we pace on into the 10th minute mark. Both of the Clash names will be doing their duty in towards that side lane. Silence has been one of the players I want to point out on. He's been silently farming, and he will be a threat towards the backline at the very least.
And in that case, now Silence is doing all those pushing strategy on the side lanes and trying to make sure that they got enough time to preset for the engagement.
KSG starting off the Overlord wants to trade off with AG.AL, but it has been spotted by Ron from that bush.
They're trying to make the Dragon Trace happen, and Ran at the same positioning, trying to deny it. It's always gonna be a kill. That was so close and scary.
Yido was just busy pushing in that bottom side. I thought Sheng had it for real. LFF has to pop the ultimate to run away. Silence goes very low and has to pop them and let him echo to pop away towards safety here. But with that, I feel like AG.AL won the map entirely. Bottom tower damage, Crimson Gold is stolen away, and winning in health bars right now.
They're definitely snowballing the game, right? The tower pushing and also the tower guarantee, and also with the poking damage coming out from Shen, it's gonna be very scary. But in that point, how KSG can make those counter attacks? Because if they are only relying on Yang Jin, the single hero, that might not be capable enough for them to turn the table around.
Very true. We need Liu Lang to find an elevation towards the backline. We need LFF on that item to bring everybody in to find a miracle play. As the minions are marching in, this could be a lot of tower pressure onto the side of KSG.
Wow, now it's gonna be the minions, especially with the vision control. It can easily allowing those snipers to shred down the HP effortlessly.
Jihao marks on towards Yino. Yino is very low and takes a lot of damage towards the face. AG.AL, they need to heal up on Sheng. Where else? Where did the HP go?
I mean, it comes out from Yu's Global Marksman, right? Because Global Marksman also shares a really long attacking range, and also because the preset damage dealt by Yang Jin, allowing them to take Shen extremely low.
So Yu is gonna be a winning condition for KSG if he can consistently use the ultimate and poke the backline of AG on Yino, on Sheng. That could potentially stall the game into maybe another Tempest Dragon?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's potentially to see that happen, but as right now, actually KSG try to step in out of their high ground tower, which will make the fishy coming out.
They need to be careful right now. They need to give away the Crimson Golem, and the waves are coming in. The bottom wave is coming in for this really low high ground that they're trying to defend. A bit of an perfect play. That's where KSG gets to extend the game into a position where Yu is really fit, Silence is really fit, because in the late game, I feel these two teams are really neck and neck, and LFF, he has to pop the flash. If not, he will be taken down by those fleshly Forge Blade game, right? It's like, oh, you gotta dodge the Emotes Cannon Blast. Oh, you gotta dodge the goddamn Mo Spears here. So you gotta tread with caution here. One wrong move from Yu or Liu Lang might be devastating for the side of AG.AL.
It's pretty much like a test for Aegis accuracy and a test for KSG's mobility.
That is going to be the mini-game that these two teams will be playing as we look back towards the map. 20 seconds back on both of the Shadow objectives. With a 5,000 goal lead, I don't think AG.AL wants to trade with KSG. They want to seek for control, and LFF, he's taken down really low, doesn't have the flash. The poke damage is still coming in. First shot on towards Yu. HP has been won over by the side of AG.
The layers that AG is forcing out, the only engagement can be seen on the side of KSG, which will be this Limpo, right? You can see Limpo's ulti is always going to be unavailable. Once they try to initiate, it's not allowing them to do so.
And with that win on that HP bar, they managed to go for double objectives, both the Tyrant and both the Overlord. This is a very difficult situation for KSG to actually dissolve, because if they lose the high ground team fight, it might just be GG and match point over to AG.
Yeah, I mean, like AG is trying to solidify their play.
Zoe, watching True, finds a bit of a poke on towards the players on the side of KSG.
And I mean, it seems like the damage dealt from this Global Marksman isn't that sufficient, right? It all be survived by Zoe.
LFF goes really low. Does Eno find the snipe? Liu Lang blocks it for LFF. But this opens up all the tier 3 high grounds for the taking coming in for the side of AG.
But still, I really like the way how Liu Lang is blocked away that snipe, trying to save Limpo at that point.
Hey, you feel love in the air for Liu Lang and also LFF. He's like voluntarily blocking for him. If Liu Lang falls, or LFF falls, that could be a very big issue. Yino gets tagged by the dog coming in for the side of GLG. Finds Yino in the nick of time. And this is the 4v5 coming in for the next upcoming 40 seconds. They fend off an important push that's been set up by AG.AL.
I mean, we mentioned about how KSG is going to hold this kind of deficit. And now again, the captain of KSG, Liu Lang, stepping out again. Comboed with Zhuhao's coming in and just deal that burst of damage upon Yino.
All 4 kills coming in from Zhuhao has been remarkable, installing more time for you and Silence to scale in towards that late game. So he bought them a lifeline in this game number 5.
And also bought themselves more time to stepping out. And don't forget about Silence, right? Don't forget about this Devara, because Devara can also make a huge pivot when we're stepping into those huge engagements.
Silence is silently farming towards the late game item power spikes, right?
Don't forget about this, man.
Oh, Zoe, he's being isolated now, doesn't have the unruly blade. He's taking a lot of damage coming in from the side of Silence. Yu takes him down. Now there's a timer in the side of KSG. No Zoe, no frontline for the next upcoming 40 seconds on the side of AG.
And I mean, like KSG, they definitely need to force AG to take all those damage, to take all those initiation.
They do clear the wave, so this is still going into a direction where AG.AL wants to play for the next upcoming objective here. So it's gonna be a good prep for KSG. They're looking for more ways to come back.
There's time for them to, you know, keep their composure and figure out what they're gonna do. And right now, because of the winning lane that AG has by taking out that high ground tower at the bottom, so that's gonna be some kind of distraction to Zhuhao. Zhuhao will be absent from the front, which means AG allowing them to do the poking damage again.
It's back to poking. Does Liu Lang get the first engage, or does Yu get the big damage output, or does Sheng Shuai finds the key pickup? All these are things that we need to figure out as we go into the later stages of this beat.
Oh, it's coming Yu! Getting in and trying to make a solo kill happen. That was really close.
Late game floorboard markman is up and available right now, so both teams, I would say they are back to an equal footing as of this point. Silence is gonna be scary, Yu is gonna be scary. They're already full item as of this point.
But the thing is that the vision control just pivot, right? Actually, for both composition, whoever wins the vision control will win the advantage.
It's true, and the vision line has been in control of KSG as of this point. Ran, he's being caught out. He will have to face off himself with a 1v3 situation. He did burn the frigid charge, so that won't be available for the next 15 seconds in this team fight.
What they're doing right now in the gorge is trying to make some trades happen. It's gonna be again getting forced out just flash.
Flash for flash coming in from both Sheng and also Yu, so that won't be available. Jihao, he's being caught out. He gets taken down. So that's gonna be a 4v5 in favor of AG.AL. They are setting their sights on this Shadow Tyrant. Silence is silently going for that Shadow Overlord. I don't think he can trade this.
Yeah, I mean, like, definitely by a single Devara, it will be too tough for him to do so. But just check out AG synergy, right? Just before the Tyrant spawn, they just got knocked up this Yang Jian and also deny him from the potential Tyrant play.
Zoe has been so consistent on this dude. He's the front line of the team, providing so much room for Yino and Sheng to do damage. And then, that's not all. He found the perfect setup onto his Jihao as well.
It's the trust between Duen and also the sniper, the Shouyue, back in that team fight.
And then we do see minion waves marching in towards the mid lane here from the side of AG. They want all of the tier 3 high grounds from the base of KSG.
They're sending all those minions again, but this time, will KSG just remake the same story happen, remake that motion happen?
Last time it was Jihao finding an important catch on towards Yinwo. Now with the Overlords marching in from all 3 angles. What is the play coming in from AG.AL? Star Chaser has been used by the side of Yinwo. He's looking for a bit of a poke, but they have escorted that play. Yinwo is going very low. LFF might be the first target to fall. That is going to be a 4v5 for the next 43 seconds for the side of AG.AL. They still have the next wave of Overlords marching in for the base.
I do like I do like how AG is pushing on the top right now because they are solidifying their advantage on the top, right? By taking those high ground tower in such a secure way. Check out Ino's positioning at that time, right? Make sure that he's gonna escape away from all those burst damage. It's gonna be Devara coming in, and the resurrection has been triggered. It's gonna be Miyue coming in also, using his ulti to force all those members from KSG to get back. It's gonna be the Vanguards on their way. Yue is still holding it up, hiding a bit, dodge the stun coming out from this Morse, but still AG is chasing in, and he's gonna be able 1-1 trade happening on the top side. It's going to be the resurrection again coming out. It's going to be Eno take that Devara down. It's going to be a 1-2 trade in favor of AG.
And still AGD and minions marching through. Zoe goes in for the aggressive engage. His eyes set on for the crystal here. LFF is fighting for this engage, but he will be taken down. Zhihao is the fall. AG.AL, they're going for the match point.
The match point in the final in KWC 2026 goes over to AG first by using those pure mechanics, pure accuracy, precisely and cleanly close out the game.
Kuaishou Gaming are at knife's edge right now. We are in a BO7, and the first to enter that match point right now is AG.AL. Yino and AG.AL, they're smelling, they're looking for their new trophy in the cabinet.
And I mean, I do appreciate the way that how they're drafting actually, because you know it is so risky that you're gonna take out 4 poking heroes in one side. It's like the pure trust that you can see beyond the teamwork.
This is the start of everything, right? LFF being the first target to be taken down, ultimate flash from Sheng, and he found the amazing snipe on towards the side of you, and that was just the start of these plays.
I mean, because of Shun's accuracy and also their vision control, allowing them to do so, just, you know, kind of push the game till the end.
And there were signs of moment where Kuaishou Gaming was able to claw back into the game itself. They found the side of Yino, they found the side of Zoe, and they extended the game to almost the Tempest Dragon. But in the end, Zoe with this catch was just impeccable. But if you want to know more, let's pass it over to the panel for the further breakdown.
Well, it's another game that finishes here in around 20 minutes. However, this is the first time we have seen one of these two teams win 2 in a row. And the elation from Inua's family, his father standing up there, should be testament enough to how important that is. Match point now for AG.AL. They are our title defenders, and they are 1 game away from doing it.
We have been here before. AG.AL 1 step away from taking the trophy to be back-to-back champions. I do believe that KSG still has things right over there that we're gonna break down for you as we move forward. I'm telling you, I don't think that this is gonna end up in a 4-2. I have the feeling that we're gonna go to Game 7.
Yeah,
that's just my feeling.
Yeah, I think we have the same feeling. I'm hoping for that to happen, if anything, because again, we want to see the drama, if you will. We want to go to the ultimate battle, but AG.AL, the way that they're able to play, also Sheng, oh my God.
Yeah.
Did not die a single time. He was sniping everybody.
I think that was just the key for AG.AL to open the game, right? Like just how accurate Sheng was on that Ganon mode. Like, it's not even about the fact that he got the kills. The opening of the game, he comes in and then with the blades, takes 1 jungle camp, takes a 2nd jungle camp, a 3rd jungle camp, and that is just money that goes into his pocket, taking it away from Zhihao.
Actually, the highest net worth on the team as well. So he was just constantly farming. He was stealing from everybody, if you will. And again, he didn't even die at that last point with this the nice clutch play with the Sage of Sanctuary.
Randy, it is such a difficult hero to play, man. Not everyone is just built like that you can say like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna put Ganon Mo on a game 5 of the grand final of the tournament. Nah, it's gotta be Sheng.
Execution at its highest here for HOK. If you use that QR code, you download it in your own games, you see somebody playing like that, maybe it is a good time to surrender, because that would be a tough matchup. You might find yourself in this lobby by accident. No, I think these are private servers. So at the end of the day, you know, you love to see new picks coming up, but you love even more to see the reactions when people realize that you are close to making something important. And that is right there, Inua's family realizing that they are about to watch their son go back-to-back as a champion in France at EWC. What a special moment. And I know, Holler, there's so many moments that compound this result that we've got. Let's break them down.
Yeah, and let's just hop into the first clip here as we go in. This is the initial piece. Again, you know, it's that focus fire where they were trying to take it out. LFF, it seemed like he got caught out, but look at the blades. Sheng, the slice, getting the double kill. It was all value all the time for him.
Come on, it is just the opening of the game. Do you really want to give the Ganonmo a double kill? Because you know that he just starts snowballing really, really quickly. LFF tries to go for the turret dive right in there to try to get the advantage. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all. I mean, as we hop in, it's going to be most of these things, but this is actually, I believe, the part where they were able to get the final jump in. They end up taking down Yinluo on this one. They were able to kind of weather the storm. KSG, yes, they were behind this game most of the time, but they tried to prolong it as much as possible. It was a very difficult ask for AGA.
The problem here is just the different the compositions, right?
Right.
Like when we start thinking about this composition that we have from AG.AL, the good thing that they have is the reach. They can poke. So it means that they can clear wave very quickly. On the other side for KSG, nobody could clear the minions. And that's why they couldn't just defend their Hydrant for a little bit longer. Because in the moment that someone would jump in to try to clean the minions, poof, disappear from the map immediately.
You can see the pressure that needed to happen. Zhuhao, I think the big moment for me that I witnessed was they're defending against tier 3s. All of a sudden you think AG might end the game. Zhuhao flashes in, finds the kill, and it kind of delays to the point where you say, maybe we do get another Tempest. Maybe we buy some more time. It was a day late and $1 short. However, it was an indicator of how their lineup wanted to play and find success, which was this very specific yet valuable way when they can get that job done.
Yeah, Zhuhao was carrying the team, right? Giving KSG a chance with this Yang Jian. The way that he was able to pounce on forward, he ended up like 3-1-0 early. He was kind of putting them or giving them a chance, right? But then he got caught out in that mid game, and then once that happened, the wheels had kind of fallen off at that point, and it was again too much AG.AL in the end.
I do believe that the key moment in here is in the BP when they decide to AG.AL to take that Miyue. So they decide to take the Miyue just as a counter against the Devara, right? And then since Miyue is going to be over there at the clash lane, then what happens is that the Miyue takes the red buff first. So then the Devara does not have access to the red buff. The Miyue has the advantage. That forces Liulang to have to move to clash lane, and then they have priority for Yinluo just to slowly just keep farming, keep pushing, going all the way into the high ground. We come to the late game, Yinluo takes the red buff, and then they already have the damage.
Yeah, and that's the strategy, right? I'm basically forcing KSG to do what I want, right? By being able to dictate things, stealing things across the map, so that they don't really have that farm. They were not comfortable in this one.
Setting the early tempo. AG.AL found that to be successful on both occasions that they've done it. I think they've also learned from the mistakes where even though they got that early lead, and I think it was game number 1, they weren't able to turn it around into a victory. KSG pushed that back out. But it's been 1-1, it's been 1-1, and now we finally see a team win 2 games in a row, and that's AG.AL. And gentlemen, if they win here, we won't come back to stage till we see Yinluo lift that trophy again. What does that mean? What is this moment here? How do they capitalize on doing what they came here to do in front of their fans?
I'm telling you, if they're able to come in and then just to finish it, I hope that it's not going to be only for Yinluo, but for the 5 of them, it's going to be such an important moment. It's just going to be so special just to have all the fans flying all the way from all over the world, because I have been talking to people over there in the audience. They're from everywhere right now.
Yeah, everybody loves AG.AL. I think that you're seeing that in the fans in the stands here. I mean, Kuaishou Gaming have their own fans as well, but I think that overall it's been a lot of energy to AG.AL. They've got the drums, they got the panda was walking around. I mean, they got everything at the stage.
You know, we talk about buffs and parent buffs and kid buffs and family buffs. They're real in my opinion. And you know, front row and center the entire tournament, we've seen Yinluo's family, and that's just maybe a microcosm, a small thing to pull back onto the big picture, which is that AG.AL, if they win, this place would erupt. But KSG have found a way to bounce back. They are so deadly. If you give them an inch, they will take a mile.
I do believe that AG.AL has a plan right now. I know the players, I know the coaches, they do have a plan, but at the same time, KSG, they're young. They want something. They're not going to come all the way to Europe just to go empty-handed home.
KSG have to all in. They cannot act like they have another game. And AG.AL have to realize that if they don't do it, there's still a game 7. So that could affect the draft.
It's pressure on to KSG. You were talking about the youth of this team. They're going to grow from this regardless of the outcome. But again, they need to show up. It's a best of 1 for them.
Well, AG.AL on the precipice of greatness. And for the call that could send us to the stage for a trophy lift, let's send it over to Saki and Nora.
We are back once again, and we will be finding out soon whether or not KSG can push us to a Game 7. For now, Nora, AG.AL, they are looking strong, just like what the panel said. They want back-to-back games to push it to a match point here at Game 6.
And especially they are the title defender, right? So definitely they're gonna all for it, and also for KSG. That's the most fun part when we are reaching a score like a 3-2 because no saving cards. If you pull all the cards that you have, right, bring it to the ultimate battle, everything will be set up as the original one.
Yes, you reset the picks, you go into a blind draft, you don't know what your opponent picks, and you have to structure your own draft and trust in yourself in the ultimate battle. But we'll save that talk for later as we go into the draft. The Yangjian Dolia being picked up by AG.AL. It's looking good.
This duel is so classic, right? I just prioritize that definitely Zoe will have his power pike earlier than Zhuhao because you can see if Zhuhao had a really nice farming pace, he's gonna do well in the mid game. But on the other side, this time KSG is giving the ball to Yu and also to Liu Lang.
And so far the KPL teams, they have a 100% win rate on Kaiser. This pick has not lost a single game every time KSG or AG.AL has selected them. So coming in towards this grand final, if the statistics still follows, maybe this is KSG's miracle pick on towards Zhuhao.
And also, it feels like they're trying to play the same style that AG just did in the last game because it also let Kaiser to bring all those vision control and let Noir to do those poking damage for him.
They definitely have to, right? Like you form that front brick wall, move in together for you and also Liu Lang to do consistent damage here. So everyone will be locked in here for the side of Yinluo. It's gonna be an okay lane at the very least. You on the Aoyan, he won't be able to buy that Frostguard Embrace to fight against a magical damage output.
So the laning definitely gonna be a little bit torturing for Yu, and also it also means that they need something spicy on the top, right? Maybe a Byron will be possible on the side of KSG, but they already used that.
Yeah. It's still available at the very least for Ron in that Clash lane. Maybe for the side of KSG, there's still the picks like the Fatih, the Charlotte, those are still available. And you know those two picks, it screams silence because those are carry picks where he's known for.
So that's the reason why AG is denying this Fatih pick, which only may be a potential Umbrosa we may see in this game.
Well, there's still the Charlotte, there's still the Umbrosa, the Vara ban away as well. That's the pressure and stress when you are playing the global ban pick. There's like what? 5 heroes automatically banned away from your pool plus 4 heroes. So for players, you not only need to know how to play the game, but you need to have a very, very large hero pool and understanding.
Exactly. And speak of the hero pool, Haya is definitely gonna be the one because like Haya can easily initiate and also deny this Kaiser from the front of KSG side. I'm looking for a potential shallow play for Silence because it's one of his signature hero and also because they are trying to drag it to the atom battle. So just bring it out. But Kui, it's gonna be very interesting.
It's a KSG tradition.
Okay.
I know it's not the same roamer, and I know LFF is new, but we've seen what Kui can do for Kuaishou Gaming, and it's coming down to this specific pick here. We want to see how this Kui can actually set up for KSG. If you can land hooks on towards the side of the Yangjian or the side of Shuai, that could be game-changing for them.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And the thing is that we used to see Kui paired up with Angela or Xiaoqiao, right? Capable enough to do all those insta-kills upon the enemy who's being put back. But check out, if we just scrutinize KSG's composition, there's no sufficient burst damage can be seen into this stage.
We need to hope for the greater good. At the very least, use those hooks, make it into your advantage. If you can land multiple hooks on Yinluo, on towards Shuai, on that Dolia, maybe, just maybe, Kuaishou Gaming can push it to an ultimate battle game 7.
But I mean, like, question mark is definitely putting on that Kui pick, and also question mark is putting on the result of today's game 6. Will it be into the ultimate battle, or will AG just defining their title?
So Nora, I learned this from KPL, from your region. 颠不颠？
什么？
颠不颠？
颠不颠？
Ultimate battle?
Okay, everyone, 颠不颠？
The crowd wants it. The crowd wants an ultimate battle here. So we need to see whether KSG can pull it off. They have the crowd energy. They want it to be an ultimate battle. And with the draft set and lock, we will be going into Heroes Gorge, potentially the last time, unless KSG can find a miracle here in Game 6 of our Grand Finals in honor of Kings World Cup 2026.
Let's go, we are ready for the battle, and everyone just use your loudest voice, cheer up for your favorite team. The rumble's up, the tension's out there, and it's gonna be the game for these two teams.
Stakes has never been higher here, Nora. AG.AL, they find the match point and they want to make sure that it ends here, right now. A bit of an invade here coming in from KSG. They do take away the fire beak from the side of AG.
Right now, we can see a nice knock-up. Well, it can be a little bit difficult if you want to confront Byron in such an early stage, especially during the lanings.
One of the strongest Clash main laners, which is the Byron, so for Ron, he's very self-sufficient in that top lane. That's why you see Shuai, he's just following the side of Zoe to maximize that goal potential for this young Jane carry pick.
And also, speaking of the bottom laning, you can see Ino is actually trying to calculating all those minions spawning at the bottom, right? Because we mentioned about how painful Alwyn could be during the laning.
I like it, right? You're giving Ino a very comfortable laning phase. You're also funneling more gold. But Zoe gets hooked into the midst of everyone. Invisible Warrior tagging on towards AG's jungle. That's the hook that we talked about here, Nora.
LFF picking out that confident Quay play. And right now in the mid lane, you can see Silence are making some noise for him.
He's wanting for his solo kill, but it's still too early on in towards this game itself. But that's the play coming in from KSG.
I mean, just check out the hook, right? The ability with Flash, allowing him to get attached to that Zoe.
Skill 2 Flash was just beautiful coming in from LFF, and the crowd really loves it. So this gives KSG a comfortable early game. At the very least, you know you're putting Zoe behind in that farming tempo.
Yes, they're trying to cut off the farming pace away from AG side. And also, you can see the
another
hook.
Into the void. Rod has to burn the flash. LFF is not missing these hooks right now.
And you know what? LFF is so new, not only to the stage, but also to the team. Actually, in this spring, he was first picked up by AG, right? So, and then in the summer's season, he just rotated to KSG, and this is the first season he ever debuted in this stage.
Young players, right? The potential is just amazing.
I mean, young but scrappy.
Young but scrappy, but we love it. We love to see how they fight around these objectives, and LFF has been showing pretty good hooks thus far.
And right now, he's taking the vision around the riverside and trying to threatening AG's positioning.
Well, we're back into a farming tempo here. Like we say, we always love to see what Sheng has for that early gameplay. So he's pacing himself in towards this top lane bush, maybe finding some trouble against Silence on that Charlotte.
I mean, definitely they are trying to pressure this top lane, and right now they're taking their movements, dragging them into the ulti. It seems like the damage out there.
It's not enough though. All the members coming in from AG.AL, they are already here. So this is gonna be a play coming in from AG. Strong flashes towards the backside. He's looking for a play. He finds the side of Silence in a 1v4 situation.
So it's gonna be a 1-1 trade. Wow, everything just went so chaotic on the top side of the map.
But I still like it, right? AG.AL, they expend only 2 members, but they wasted 4 members' time coming from KSG. That's an overall win if you were on the side of AG.
And it's all because of the synergy that they had, right? Led Heya to landing his ulti and drag the most squishy part on the top side.
And with that kill on for Silence, this opens up the Tyrant freely for the side of AG.AL. The steal won't come true as it goes over to the side of AG.
They know that they still have a winning lane at the bottom, so they are just trying to secure every Tyrant on neutral objectives that they can gain to.
Yeah, and this is looking good so far. Goal lead-wise, KSG is still looking really well. I think this is because Zoe suffered that 1 death in towards that early game.
Yeah.
So that's their saving grace. But how long can they hold? They need Liu Lang to be the late game carry. They need Silence to be that late game monster as well.
But as you mentioned, time is exactly what KSG need right now. But how they're gonna bring it into the late game, that depends on LFF.
Yeah, LFF 0-0-2 on that KDA, still 100% in that kill participation here.
Oh, he's waiting.
He was in the bush. He's inside. He might be hooked here by the side of LFF. LFF finds a hook onto her side. Not the best target here. She still is able to survive. Liu Lang has no flash. Gets tagged on by the house coming in from Zoe. That's going to be the first pickup here for the side of AG.AL. Meanwhile, this is happening. The abduction coming in from Sheng. In towards the moon's gaming run. Zoe is waiting. Zoe gets the pound. But does he get the engage? No, he does not. LFF gets to run away towards safety. Silence and also the side of Jihao. It's on a stronghold run. Flashes in towards the backline, but Yiro gets hooked in. Jihao is finding more trouble with the team of AG.AL, but it is a win coming in for the side of Kuaishou Gaming.
I mean, that is insane to see such a big 5 versus 5 team fight in 5 minutes at the bottom. Can you imagine that?
I thought KPL was a region about rotations, but this is all about fighting, and I'm loving it.
That's because we are stepping into the final stage of the final right now, right? Because it's the match point for AG. They're giving all the cards they can. They're doing it, being so committed. But as on the side of KSG, you can see like they won't give it up, even though only a slight opportunity is there for them to get it back.
I am loving the aggression coming in for both of these teams here. For KSG, it's about LFF, Juhao, looking for those plays. For the side of AG.AL, it's about Sheng and also the side of Zoe here. Yu taking so much damage here. He has to give away that mid lane control.
Yes, and actually backtrack onto those composition. I do want to highlight this Dolly and Yangjin pick, right? Because the double ulti that Yangjin has, allowing him to be very dominating in the mid game.
Yeah, I think that is going to be one of the main winning conditions that AG.AL wants to be able to look for those key winning plays here. That's a nice chunk of damage on towards that mid lane tower run, just getting a bit of control for the side of AG.AL. But talking about composition, right? Late game, I would have to give it over to the side of KSG.
Yeah, definitely. The late game is so promising because they have 3 late game heroes, Charlotte, Nuwa, and also Aoi. That's also going to be a little bit trouble them to handle the mid-game situation because even if the hook is right there and get it back, the damage out wouldn't be there for him.
Yeah, that will be happening more in towards the late game here. Maybe hook into Liu Lan's Nuwa burst damage. We will never know, right? Maybe that's the game-winning play coming in from the side of KSG. But right now, in this early game, both teams are consistently fighting for river control. They are looking to see how they can actually push that goal lead.
I mean, speak of the goal lead, is quite even actually right now. Very, very tight. And also, the situation is reaching a deadlock so far.
It's not going to be easy coming in for both of these teams. None of them wants to give an inch. One small mistake coming in from KSG, and it is tournament elimination and second place. One small mistake from AG.AL, and we might get a Game 7.
Yes, that is possible. And in that case, actually, Yu is changing his item building logic, right? He's prioritized the Daybreaker, let them to have enough versatile damage.
You need it, right? There's so many tanks here. You have Ron, you have Yangjin, which is a good point that you brought up because usually Aoyin is not the best hero to take down tanky heroes like those 2 Clash End fighters that we talked about.
But in these kind of certain composition, there's no choice left for him.
There's just no choice. That's the pressure coming in from the global ban pick. As we look in towards this mid lane tower here, Juhao finds the mark on towards him here, but the Infinite Vastus will be expended by you, so that's going to be a crucial cooldown unavailable as with that being expended, KSG gives control over this Tyrant.
I feel like AG, they are really disciplined so far because as you can see, they made a lot of skill trades happen, right? Because they know Aoyin with his ulti unavailable, and it's really hard to let him landing the burst of damage that we just named right on this ring or this Haya.
So the next 60 seconds for you is going to be a very crucial timing. He cannot get caught. He cannot be taken down. If not, that's going to be a win. They do get the hook towards Zoe though. Zoe, he's stuck in towards the midst of the void. But with the tenacity coming in from the Yangjin, he walks away towards safety. Meanwhile, this is happening. Hino is finding a bit of fun on towards the bottom side on that tier 2.
Well, in that case, I do want to highlight the item building launch. And sorry, it's going to be another full hook coming out from Kuei, but the damage isn't there for them. That's the thing I do want to highlight because Zoe's item build logic is also different. He also prioritized the magic armor item for himself, in this case for Yangjin.
Succubus cloak, right? Oh, yes. Sheng just barely dodging that hook. That is very dangerous for the AG mid laner.
2 teams are just baiting out all those skills that possibly have because they are presetting for the upcoming 10 minutes mark.
This is going to be a very important one coming in for both of these teams. We've seen how explosive these fights has been every time the 10th minute mark hit. So now, 15 seconds on the dot. Positioning from the side of AG.AL is slightly slanted over to the mid-bot side. We need to see how KSG decides. Do they go for the fight or do they go for the trade?
I mean, lack of the flash allowing Zoe just coming in 1 versus 3 and even make it as a 4. It all relies on this double ulti that Dolly and Yangjin has.
Immediately, we see the trade-off here coming in from KSG. They go on towards the Overlord. Looking for a 50-50 trade. I don't see any potential steal coming in from the side of AG.AL. It will be a handshake coming in from both teams.
So it's going to be a fair trade. Speaking of those dragons on the side of KSG, but still, AG got what they want, right? Just pushing forward. just play around with Ino carrying this red buff, right? Irene can easily take all those towers down in mid game.
Yeah, and I think Aaron's late game is also not the greatest compared to a Long, for example. So for AG.AL, with this Tyrant, they need to try to push the game even further, find game-winning leads to potentially win out in this mid game.
Well, in that case, I would say the formation matters a lot. It's all about the positioning. They need to make sure that Zoe, this Yangjin, is going to standing in front of all of his team members and taking the hook, taking the burst out damage, make sure that his backliner is going to be really safe.
Nice fight coming in from Juhao. He secures the Crimson Gold with the help of the hook. Annihilation doesn't find on towards the key targets here from the side of AG.AL. Both teams having to clear the waves, just waiting for the potential moment here. Zoe going in, finds the void, gets sucked in, but where is the follow-up damage? It's just a bit of a poke. Look at Ron's HP bar, so tanky, but having to use that Pure Sky.
I mean, that's the thing we were talking about, right? The shortage about whether you're gonna pair up this play with those late game heroes, right? So still, I would say there's like 6 or even up to 7 minutes, which is needed on the side of KSG.
Yeah, they need more time, right? When Liulang starts getting those full items, when Silence starts getting those full items, that's where KSG's composition starts overpowering AG.AL. But for now, AG.AL is still in control. They need to find a potential engage, maybe on Sheng, maybe on Zoe. We need to see who can actually find it.
Well, I feel like definitely going to be Zoe. You can see like how aggressively that Zoe is playing right now, right?
Every time you see someone just goes in, man. Like Zoe, has no chill.
Yeah, I mean, just land all those marks and let him to chase them down.
And the damage coming from Liulang is slowly ramping up on that Annihilation. I think that ultimate took like what? 30% of HP coming in from Sheng's health bar?
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. And also because of the match point that they are reaching right now. So both teams are actually playing extremely cautious.
Yeah, one mistake can set up a very different ending here. Storm Strike onto us, Juhao. Into the void, goes blind, coming in from the LFF. Both teams are fighting for control once again over this Crimson Gold. And Juhao gets pulled in by the Moonskip Mirage. It will be a 4v4 outer skirts here in towards the mist. Nice flash hook coming in from the side of LFF, but he doesn't find a marker here. LFF will be the first target to fall in towards the side of AG.AL. Meanwhile, this is happening here. Juhao is dangerously low, being chased down by Eno. Silence is finding the backline. Silence finds Eno into the sky. That Yu goes. Yu wants to fight Fly over to the edge, but he comes down safe. So that is a good win for the side of Kuaishou Gaming.
Exactly. I mean, KSG made it as a 1-2 trade, sacrificing the Roma trade for the jungler and the marksman. Definitely is a fair trade, and they are chasing Shrine down. You want even TP down. 3-1. Clean Tyrant. It's going to be KSG.
I'm feeling something, Nora. Are we going to an ultimate battle? Because Kuaishou Gaming, they are controlling the game and bringing it back into their own hands.
I mean, like, it took so long for AG to take Kui down, right? They put so much effort on taking that LFF down, which allowing Silence to sneak in, allowing Yu to sneak in.
Yeah, Yido has so much gold, but he got taken down because LFF stalled so much time for Juhao, for Silence to get into that backline.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be the point for KSG maybe turn the table around, but how they're gonna solidify it, they're just letting Juhao testing a little bit, baiting a little bit. They're trying to secure the Tyrant that they want to have.
Tyrant has been started here by the side of Kuaishou Gaming here. Juhao taking a lot of damage in this initial exchange from both teams. Silence going in from the backline, wants to look for a steal. Zoe secures the Shadow Tyrant, but backline Silence finds Eno in an assassination flank. Where is the follow-up damage here? They're waiting for Sheng in the outskirts. Zoe gets taken down, infinite access towards the sky. Wants to go for an aggressive engage, finds it towards Ron. More damage coming in from Yu, takes down Ron, and the last member from AG.AL comes out. Sheng will be fall, and Shuai is the only member standing from AG.
I mean, KSG is on fire. They're ready to make comebacks. Could you believe it? Like AG, they are coming for that dragon, but instead KSG, they are looking for killing. They are being hungry.
You can have the Shadow Tyrant. I will take the game-winning fight. Nice hook coming in from the LFF, fighting onto a Shuai. One more being taken down, and unstoppable 5-0-5 goes over to the side of Yu.
I mean, falling behind in such a significant situation, but KSG just figured it out and pulled themselves together and use their own mechanics and their own awareness about how they're gonna do the team fight and take those members from AG one by one down.
Welcome to the league in Kuaishou Gaming. They stalled for their item Trinity. Now is the game pace coming in from Silence, Liulang, and Yu. If AG.AL can find a miracle play, maybe it works out.
I mean, this point, I do like the way how AG is loading this ulti upon upon that Zhuhao, right? Just denying him to take the Tyrant. But the thing is that, check Silence and Yu. These two young players just sneak in and use their own mechanics and got those core players on the side of AG down.
And Liu Lang was untouched in that entire team by consistently pumping out DPS.
So true.
And with the Shadow Overlord secured, you can now start to see on the second screen, waves are marching in. AG.AL might be pushed into a Game 7.
You can see the fans from side of KSG are just being very nervous, and so does AG's fans, right? Because it's still AG's match point, they're still holding their high ground tower, but KSG right now is making comebacks and looking for a potential ultimate battle.
That's the Hall coming in from the side of KSG. They're rotating towards the top side. They want to take down this top tier 3 for the opening of the game.
Yes, it's gonna be the Vanguards getting in. KSG show no sign to retreat. They're sending all those Vanguards getting in, played around, led this Liu Lang to landing all of those poking damage upon side of AG.
They need to fend off this final wave of Vanguards here. Vanguards simultaneously stacking in towards the Crystal. LFF looking for a bit of push. Zoe goes really low. Silence once more. The Infinite Bastards has been cast towards the sky. The defense has been, flash engage coming in from Ron, finding on towards Silence. We do see a backline engage coming in from the side of AG.AL. But where is the follow-up coming in from AG? Use on available onto a Shrine. Shrine goes dangerously low. But then, coming in from LFF onto the side of Shun. Shun gets taken down. That's going to be a 5v4 for the next upcoming 40 seconds. KSG, they're turning their heads. They're not going for the game-winning push.
I mean, how you're gonna dodge a hook coming from nowhere, right? You had no idea how could he land his skill too, just among all those props that they had, right? So actually, KSG, they are moving closer to the ultimate battle, but still, it's not the end because AG, they're holding the mid lane's high ground tower, and also you can see the Sea Breaker made by Zoe Xiangjie right now.
He is so fed right now on the side of Zoe. He needs to find the damage in towards the backline at the very least. Minion waves are still available for KSG, so they can actually slowly but surely pressure in AG.AL back towards their base.
They're trying to secure the win because they can't stand another loss since AG already reaching their match point. So KSG, they're looking for the Tyrant. They're solidifying their advantage that they got right now.
It's now or never for the side of Kuaishou Gaming. They need to push on with the goal lead, with the advantage that they have. They want to push it to an ultimate battle.
But if speak of the ultimate battle, they need to be extremely cautious and extremely to be secured. They're landing all those minions among all 3 lanes.
It's coming in for the side of Kuaishou Gaming. Super minions marching in towards that bottom lane. Wave clear is consistent for the side of AG.AL. Zoe goes in on the initial play. But the stronghold still looks hooks almost land on towards Zoe.
Oh, to me, it pretty much seems like the tranquility before the storms come.
Yeah, it's like silent before the storm. You're waiting for the hungry young players on the side of Kuaishou Gaming to find the decisive fight. LFF looking for a bit of a hook. There's a lot of members that's being stacked on by the side of AG.AL. Super minions are marching through from all 3 lanes. Zoe goes in, hook goes wide. The initial play is starting to happen for the side of AG.AL. KSG, they're looking for the potential play. Eno has the faster way towards safety. Crystal is exposed, but no one is hitting the Crystal so far. Yu is fighting the finishing blow. Silence goes towards the back line, coming in from Saint Sanctuary. The stronghold still is alive. Silence gets removed. And in 1 more minute, we get the Tempest Dragon.
Remarkable play by AG. They're holding it, even though the Crystal has been taken extremely low. But it's not gonna be the end of the game.
It's such a back and forth series between these 2 teams, and before the Tempest Dragon, Kuaishou Gaming secures the Overlord. They want to pace into a macro win against AG.AL's base.
I mean, check the replay, right? Everything went so chaotically, but KSG, they feel like it might be their spot. But the thing is that after has been recovered from that HP bar, he just dived back into the battlefield. And also check Zoe, double dash in, take the shut down, and just deny Charlotte from taking that Crystal down.
The fans are in awe as well with how that play exactly happened here. And welcome to the Tempest Dragon, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 20-minute mark, and both teams are fighting again. LFF has no flash. He's the first target to be targeted down. Zhuhao goes towards the backline, finds the initial play on towards the backline of AG. Both teams are looking for the play. LFF is dangerously low. Zoe is the first on the fall. Legendary goes over the side of Yu. Yu takes on his dragon, goes up to the sky. Wants to find towards Eno. Eno gets taken down in Saint Sanctuary. He won't be taken down. Yu still alive.
And he's survived, but he's
Yu takes down, and that's
gentlemen, we are heading to an extremely outstanding performance done by KSG. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ultimate Battle!
欢迎来到
巅峰对决
We get Game 7, baby! This is Paris, France for EWC, and this is Honor of Kings World Cup 2026.
I'm so thrilled today. You know, like, this is the second year that AG participated into KWC's final. And this, we are witnessing the ultimate battle twice in a row as we move to the final of KWC.
Last year, it was AG.AL taking on Talent Gaming all the way to its 7th game. History repeats itself, but this time around, will Yinhuo get its 3rd title? Will AG.AL get their 2nd trophy? This is all I want to find out. Or will KSG find their win?
The title defender, the titans, the icons of HOK is definitely under huge pressure caused by this young, scrappy team, which named KSG. KSG did so well this year, you know. They'll always be considered as the underdogs. And no one could expect that. How could a team with 4 members being so young, so not experienced, but only led by one captain, could ever won that spring season, but they did it. And right now, step into the KWC, they are facing the title defender and drag it into the ultimate battle.
Dreams are made here at the Esports World Cup, but one will be shattered and one will be fortune legacy here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be finding out shortly on what exactly is the draft. Ultimate battle, blind drafts, no pick and ban. Same heroes are allowed.
Yeah, no more strategy. It's all go down to pure mechanics and your mindset. You're gonna be on the cliff. You're gonna be on the edge, right? Even one little slight mistake will lead you to a defeat. So that's the nerve that we are having right now. That's the tension out there. And right now, both coaches are standing on the stage, picking their sides. So AG, pick the blue side. And KSG goes to red
side. So that's gonna be an interesting one coming in for both of these teams. Both coaches will have 3 minutes to structure the drafts coming in for this final game. And Nora, what could we ask for more? A way to end our KWC 2026.
And I mean, like, that is definitely an outstanding performance and so tight, so head-to-head. That is exactly the match, the final that we expect, that we may see those 2 titans play against each other.
All gamers, AG.AL going up against Kuaishou Gaming. You talk about it. It's about legacy. It's about being forged as a legend into EWC, or will the newcomer, the new era Kuaishou Gaming, the first picks coming in from the side of Silence, also Wuyan, they have been the cornerstone coming in for the side of Kuaishou Gaming.
And I mean, that's kind of like a psychological gameplay, right? Because you're picking out those cards blindly. And speak of those experience that these 2 teams has. Actually, KSG played Ultimate Battle 11 times back into KPL region, and they won 5 of them. And as for AG, they played 16 times of Ultimate Battle, and they won 9 of them. And also, AG played twice Ultimate Battle for this year. They won all of those 2 plays. And on behalf of KSG, actually AG is the most ultimate battle that has played against them in their own team history.
So how many of those games has Kuaishou Gaming won against AG.AL in the BO7 Ultimate Battle?
Well, I didn't really calculate the winning rate, but the thing is that I know the last time when they played against AG in the final, they even didn't make it to the Ultimate Battle because they lost the game as a 1-4 against AG back in 2024 summer season. And right now KSG is ready for revenge and AG is ready for defending.
The storyline hasn't been greater here, Nora. The perseverance really paid off for the side of Kuaishou Game. Imagine, match point, losing early game against the tournament title defenders, only for you to find outplays after outplays after outplays and putting yourself into the ultimate battle in this Game 7 as the clock is ticking. 2 more minutes before the teams have to submit their blind draft.
And I feel like they are actually going through some discussions, right? As you can see, showing by them their faces. On the side of AG, last time in 2025 KWC in the final, they play against TT Global into an ultimate battle. And the drafted pick, that was Fatih Ogren, Princess Frost, Arlie, and Leah.
That sounds like an all-star AG lineup, right?
Exactly.
FMVP skins all around.
And I still remember the interview after they took that win. They said, "How you're gonna win against us with a 3 FMVP skin hero in our hand?"
Hey, histories are meant to be changed and forged by these young members. Yeah, AG.AL, they are legendary players. Multiple seasons, did 7 win streak, back to back in KPL and including EWC. For Kuaishou Gaming, if they can win this VO7, it's about building their legacy, and maybe it starts from now.
Yeah, and only 1 minute left for both teams to prepare for it, right? And also, we are very curious about what kind of draft that KSG might take it out.
So far, the comfort picks that we have seen might be the Aoyan and Arlie. These two
makes sense
for both farm laners. Mid lane, maybe the Haya. I think both mid laners has been amazing.
Haya or Lorian, I guess, like one of them.
What about Mai?
I always love a Mai pick. You know, it's so risky, but still, it's trustworthy if you play it well.
Those are the available picks. And Romer, we have a lot of beautiful picks thus far, with AOV heroes included in towards the draft. Maybe the Anet has been one of the more so amazing picks, especially on towards players XY.
And right now, there's only 20 seconds left for both teams. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please count down with me, please? 一起倒计时好吗？准备好！5、4、3、2、1，欢迎来到巅峰对决
！Welcome to the ultimate battle!
Neither you're gonna be in KPL region or you move into Paris, into the stage of KWC. Still, the tension is out there, and these historical teams are trying to make the history happen.
Coaches shake their hands. Let's check what Sky has to say as we pass it towards the main stage.
Please, the crowds, tell me who's gonna be the winner of tonight. Who can take that trophy on the stage going back? Are you ready for the ultimate battle? All right, raise the hands. Anyone, you have something to say at this very moment? 有谁还有什么话想要对我们的选手们说的吗？现在的这个非常关键的时刻，有任何人有想要说的吗 ？Hello, nice to see you. What do you want in mind?
May the best team wins.
Which is?
The best team wins.
Well, it remains as a mystery. Save the answer. What do you got for us? Hello. AG 一定能赢的，让 AG 带奖金回家。We're going to take the ultimate prize back home. Oh, I see a KSG answer from right now. Hello. What do you want to say for now?
快手一定赢，国内比赛输，我们国外一定赢。
快手的粉丝在哪里？ Okay. Woo! How about you? What do you want to say for us, Akira? We have a very nice guest here. 想说什么？喊个口号好不好？
心怀荣耀。
One more time.
心怀荣耀。
All right, let's keep moving forward. Who raise a hand who wants to say something right now? That will be your only chance of your lifetime. How about you? I see a very cute sign over here. What you got in mind? 现在有什么想要和我们的选手说的吗？
大帅叔叔加油，你一定能赢的。
You will definitely be the winner of tonight. What you got, Mara, over there? Are you ready for this?
Sky, it is so intense in here. We saw the left side. Now we gotta go to the right. We got a fan in here. Hello, what's your name?
I'm Claudia.
Where are you from, Claudia?
London.
London, how did you get here?
I drove over 5 hours.
You drove over 5 hours. We got the AG scarf, the AG jacket,
and the pandas.
Okay, who are you here to watch?
Inuo.
Inuo is watching right now. Look into the camera. Pretend he's staring you right in the eye. What are you gonna say to him?
Inuo, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for your positioning, for always being amazing team player, the way you know how to just be aggressive or when to back off, and I know that we can always count on you. So thank you so much.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question, and I need everybody to answer this. Who will win today?
AG!
And now we gotta pass it back to Sky.
Of course, here we are standing with a very special guest here. We can take a look at who is standing by my side. Hello! Hello, what do you have to say at this very moment? 你好，哇，好久好久没有见了。What do you want to say? 现在有什么想说的吗？
舞台有多大，战场就有多大，干！
It will be super awesome if we can have, thank you so much, warm sentence from our parents and team members over there. 萱萱，有什么想对你哥哥说的吗？ One more time.
今晚 AG 才是冠军。
Who's the champion? Answer me one more time. Who's the winner of tonight? Are you ready for this?
Oh, we got more fans in here. Tell us what your name is.
KSG #1.
KSG #1. Who are you here to watch?
Do silence, Wu Yan.
Silence. Silence is looking at you right now. What do you want to say to Silence?
无言，我们带奖金回家。
And how about you?
无言，跟着 Rich，跟着 Buddy。
Okay, what are they going to do to our opponent, AG.AL? What will KSG do?
Destroy all the teams.
They're gonna destroy the teams. What will KSG do?
Destroy AG.
Destroy AG! And we got another one right over here. Tell everybody what your name is.
Joy.
Joy! Who are you cheering for?
So, Ji-Hao in KSG.
And what's your message to him?
So, I hope you can go the champion today and show your youth power.
We're gonna have one last cheer from you. Cheer on your team.
Okay. KSG, got the champion!
KSG, get the champion! Sky, what do you got in there? Sky, let's hear from your side.
There's so many fans over there. They're super hyped about this. Only one last chance. Raise up and please. 我们还有最后的一次机会，看到了一个非常热情的小姐姐，让我穿过人群找到你好吗？希望你可以带给我们你发自内心的祝福。是为了哪一位选手来到我们的现场的呢？公益跟长生，有什么话想对他们说吗 ？KPL 第一大爷，重铸中路荣光。Cheer for this, please. One more time. Any person? Oh, you have something to add. Okay. 一诺，我等你，再拿一个冠军。Answer me. Well, they get it. AG, can they be the winner of tonight? 心怀荣耀。You like this? You like this? Who do you root for today? 今天是为了哪一位选手来到我们现场的呢 ？AG 的每一位选手，喜欢他们多少年了？我陪我朋友来。Wow, you could possibly count. What a shy person, but I can feel your tension and hype right there. We can see a little bit drums over there. Who can play the drum for us? Anyone? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, here we go. You're gonna play with that drum, and I will ask Akira to do the model one more time. With the drum being taken away, 喊出你们的口号，好吗？我们一起来 ，1, 2, 3。
心怀荣耀，勇往直前。心怀荣耀，勇往直前。心怀荣耀。
Thank you so much for the crowds here. And we have more special guests over there. What about you, Mara? Are you ready?
We're ready. We're here with another fan. Come on to the fan. 你叫什么名字？
你们在笑。
And who are you here to cheer for?
荣毅。
What is your message to him?
心怀荣耀。
Who's going to win?
AG.
And how about you? Who is going to win?
AG.
Who is going to shine?
大帅。
And what do you want to say to him?
重塑辅助荣光。
And now we're gonna get the crowd to cheer. I want you to pop them up. for your favorite team?
AG.AL.
Okay, when I say AG, you say AL. AG. AG. One more time. AG. Back to you, Sky.
All right, here we go. I have another very cute little lady here, Lady Sun Coster. How are you feeling right now? 你现在有什么想说的吗
？AG 加油！然后你们5个永远最厉害。我觉得刚刚那个口号领喊的有点弱，我想领一遍。
Okay, one more time. The stage is all yours.
心怀荣耀！心怀荣耀！心怀荣耀！
Thank you so much for being here, everyone. We couldn't imagine this is going to be the ultimate battle for tonight, but things happen. You just have to accept the truth that every single year at the grand final here in KWC at EWC, we're going to see the ultimate battle for the last chance. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the very last match of the game? Tell me one more time, who is going to be the winner? Thank you so much for the hype filming. Thank you so much for being here. I believe there will be a lifelong memory for this. Thank you so much, everyone.
And here we are with another audience. And tell us what your name is.
Lee.
Lee is actually the voice actor for AG.AL. Let's hear some lines.
剑指的方向就是天才的故乡，加油各位，勇夺第2吧！祝福你们！我是耀，那个闪耀天际的耀，星光荡开宇宙，本人闪耀其中。
Okay, we need to pretend we're here in the gorge. I want you to say another one to pump everyone up. Okay, Yao, come on in.
心怀荣耀 ，Let's go， 心怀荣耀 ，Let's go。
And there you have it. We're going to settle this inside the gorge. It's time. This is the ultimate battle. Casters, lead the gorge.
Welcome to the ultimate battle. This is game 7. Before that, we got to check the drafts. Blind picks between these two teams, Nora.
And I mean, I can definitely feel the tension here, right? Everyone just raising up all those badges they had and also pulling out all those cheers for their favorite teams. And right now, it's gonna be the stage for both teams.
We will have to see what's gonna be the first hero that will be locked in here coming in from both teams.
And I mean, the trophy is right now, right here in the middle of the stage. Who's gonna grab this trophy back to home?
Only one team can do it, and we don't know how.
And let's go.
Last lane.
Oh, Dharma
for
versus
both.
Dharma.
Playmaking on both teams for both Clash laners. They have been on fire as of this point.
I mean, it comes so fast, right? And here we go, like jungler.
Hey for both. 2 out of 2.
Exactly the same. So what about the main laners? Is it to be the same one or different?
We get
mid lane.
Mai versus Haya.
Woo! Both mid laners allowing them to do so many things for their own team. And speak of the farm lane, also going to be the focus. It's going to be early against Channel.
He wants FMVP early to defend his 3rd title. He wants it, and he's hungry with that channel.
All right, last pick. It's gonna be Chao Fei versus Lapu Lapu. So classic as we see so far in KWC.
All right, here that's gonna be Zhang Fei, and finally the Lapu Lapu that will be picked up by the side of the roamers here.
All right, and we can see from all those drops that they picked, it's kind of be very interesting because they are picking up 2 same top laners, right? And also for the junglers, they also stay the same.
Exactly the case here, as we will be getting into our final game of our Honor of Kings World Cup. This is the final match of tonight. Only one winner will be given birth, a rebirth here in Paris, France at the Esports World Cup. This will be AG.AL going up against Kuaishou Gaming for the final time of tonight.
Ultimate battle, may the best wins. It's gonna be one game underway.
Already towards the mid lane here, 3v3 has been escalated by the side LFF. Finding a bit of knockup here, but it's only for the side of AG to clear out the wave.
Hearing from the crowd, and right now dive right into the crowd that they are right now in the gorge. You can see the lane swap again performed by AG. Let this early to rotate first in the early game, and also let Shen just play defensively at the bottom.
It's still really good stuff, right? You want to make sure that Ino doesn't get a hard lane. Funnel as much gold as possible so that this early can scale into those late game item power spikes.
Exactly. And since these junglers are actually picking the same pay pick, so the efficiency about how they're gonna farm up matters a lot.
And this is Juhao's first pay pick in the entirety of this BO7 here, so they have been banning it. They want to remove this potential pick from this player. Ron looking for a play, but Silence respects it. Both jungles will be appearing on this top side.
They're doing the vision game so far. And Lapu, because Lapu didn't really rely on his level 4, so he's gaining the vision control for his teammates.
Yeah, both teams are just scaling into those big timers on that level 4. When the ultimate comes online, I'm looking at Sheng and also Liu Lang. These two players will be the key playmakers to find potentially that big play towards the backline.
So actually the ulti that they have will be really, really deciding.
That's correct here. So if we were to look at the composition, right, I would say it's boiling down to who gets the perfect initiation. Is it Shuai, Sheng, or Ran? It's going to be Silence, Liu Lang, or LFF. These three players will be the pivotal 2-3 members to set up those game-winning fights.
I mean, speak of the initiation, it do matters a lot to both teams, but their power type is kind of different because of their farm lane pickers.
Shuai comes in with the upright outburst, catches on towards 2. Moon's Mirage saves Liu Lang in towards that 1v1 zone, but Silence, he is looking for the play, he's looking for the re-engage, sets him on towards the wall. That's a beautiful disengage for the side. Zoe gets the first blood, Sheng dashes away, gets taken down by Liu Lang, and Liu Lang has nowhere to run, but Zoe gets taken down in towards the backline. It's gonna be potentially the 2-for-2. Liu Lang still running over. He wants to run. Can he run though? He makes it out!
He escaped away from that kind of circling. So after it's gonna be a 1-2 trade.
Wow, that was a play that has been initiated by Shuai, but Liu Lang single-handedly turns it around, and Silence was so patient on his mobility spells.
But as you can see, right, it all happened in 1 second. It just break out, and everyone just putting all those skill set that they had and try to make that last-ditch effort.
If we get the replay here, we can actually see what exactly happened, because Sheng was waiting for Silence to use his flash before he went for the combo. But that was amazing stuff coming from both teams.
And also, that's something I really want to mention about is that Mai has the pressure to get first hand upon KSG's members.
Now, 4th minute mark. Tyrant has been spawned. LFF gets engaged on. He does charge away towards safety here. This first Tyrant of our ultimate battle goes over to the side of KSG with 1,000 gold lead.
While they are actually securing their bottom lane, and since they got the first Tyrant, everything just went very optimistic so far on the side of KSG.
Yeah, it's not the best moment to be looking for here. You need AG to find those equilibrium moments here. They're looking for an engagement towards you, but they don't find it. At the very least, towards the bot side, Shuai finds a bit of a vision control to give Yino more space to farm.
Exactly, and actually Arlie already carrying the red buff can be quite explosive dealing out all those damage at the bottom.
Yeah, we need Yinor to find 10th minute mark. Once he is 10th minute mark, 3 items, that's where he has more advantage over you. But right now, with this slow and steady tempo coming in from both teams, we'll have to see what comes next.
It's gonna be some skirmishes happening right now on the top side. It's gonna be the flash coming out from Silence. Get control, get a punch upon Zoe. Zoe turning into a tie press mode and trying to get out. It's gonna be Shen flashing in and save Zoe from such extreme situation.
Such tanky health bars coming in from both teams as of right now. They are going neck and neck at it. We were thinking that Zoe might be falling, but he was able to find a really nice angle to jump away to her safety.
Turn it into a Tigress mode, but still, again, it's gonna be another ambush. You already rotating to the top, and right now it's gonna be Liu Lang breaking out his ulti, trying to drag Arlie in. It might be a possible solo kill!
That's disaster for Sada AG.AL and Liu Lang. He finds another signature play on the Haya.
And right now, it just opened a window for them to get invasion into the red buff side. Zhuhao is already on his way. They're waiting for this red buff to spawn. They definitely need to secure the red buff away from Arlie, try to shred him down.
Oh, they're giving props towards Ron. Ron is here, so they have to give the respect towards Ron. Make sure they back away so that Silence can actually pick up the farm on towards cross map.
But so far, we can see Liu Lang, the captain of KSG, is definitely under the spotlight.
Yeah, Liu Lang, 2-0-0. Just now we topped the top side. He was gonna fall, but he made it happen here. No flash on towards Silence.
Flash.
Gets set on towards the wall. They do find a play, but a nice disengage coming in from LFF. Silence gets taken down by the side of Yinor. More damage galore on towards Liu Lang. Liu Lang also gets taken down. And AG.AL, you can never count them out.
I mean, AG just punched back so fearlessly, right? And get it into the other rebuff side. I mean, like AG, you could never underestimate it, even though they fall behind.
Ron and Strike, take a look at this replay here, capitalizing the fact that Silence had no flash, capturing him for the play in towards the live. We see Shenron going in for the backline, doesn't find on towards the key member here, but they do take that tier 1 tower, and this is a good win for AG.AL.
I mean, this tier 1 tower fell such an early stage for KSG, which means they were suffered from the
backflashing into Silence, but nice reaction time from Yinor. He made it look easy on that play.
I mean, like, Yinor is pretty much like in his zone right now.
Yeah, he's locked in for sure right now, and he made it look easy to dodge that play. Now, we go into the mid game. Both teams will need a hero. Is it gonna be LFF? Is it gonna be Stripe? Or the side of Silence and Ron?
I feel in this certain stage, it's gonna be Haya and also Arlie being on the spotlight, because AG, they need to use Arlie's power pike, right? To deal enough damage upon KSG, and then they can push it forward.
It's about the 2 captains, right?
Yeah, 2 captains.
2 captains, the storyline just fits here. Okay, mid game. Both teams are stacking on towards that mid lane here. KSG needs to be careful. There's no tower behind them. So if there's a cheeky flank from Ron, that could be disastrous.
I mean, the goal difference is quite even. Actually, it's quite tight. And so does those kills right now. And it's going to be the ambush from Zhuhao. Try to guarantee the red buff side, because it's going to be AG's next target.
AG wants to fight here.
3 seconds to spawn.
AG wants to fight here. They started off this Crimson Golem here. Strive passes forward here. Ron doesn't find anything though. Liu Lang finds or Sheng. Sheng gets pulled into the Moonscape Mirage. That's going to be a 1v1 between Liu Lang and also Sheng. Who wins it? Sheng has to use the Splendor here, but he gets taken down. Alright, Albert attacks towards the backline here. Liu Lang is the first one to fall from the side of KSG. Meanwhile, this is happening. Ron goes dangerously low. LFF flashes towards safety here. Yinor goes dangerously low. He gets taken down.
Oh, he gets out, and Zoe pays for his mistake. That's 4 down. Triple kill for the Tiger, and he wants more, but Stry escapes, but the damage has been done by KSG.
I mean, a 2-4 trade. Everything was triggered by Liu Lang's ulti with that flash. That's what Captain need to do, and it come up with Zhuhao's burst out damage. Just check the replay, right? Make it as a solo, even though actually Shen just buy more time for his teammates and also jump in, land his ulti in such a beautiful way. But just check out this complicated setting that KSG, right? You channel being so comfortably just dealing out all those damage, and also Lapulap's control ability, allowing them to make this wombo combo happen.
Liu Lang pulling in the Mai Shiranui was the game changer there. Without the Mai Shiranui, they cannot go for you, and you had a field day with those damages, but a kill coming from the Zoe!
Zoe's Dragon Theft again, so it's gonna be another back and forth. Wow, everything just being so tense right now in this field.
5 to 7 in terms of kills. 30 more seconds until we see the shadow variants of the spawn here. And we are back again at this Crimson Golem. Both teams want to fight. Silence finds a beautiful game to throw a shot. Shot gets taken out of the equation here. Silence won't be the next to fall. Zoe has fallen as well. G.AL is still chasing on towards the side of Yino. And Yino is down! Shy is the only member alive. And this has happened not once, but twice.
I mean, another triple goes over to East Channel. So it hasn't been 10 minutes mark, and we already had double triple goes over to KSG side.
It's not looking good for AG.AL. KSG, they are going for double objectives.
They are trying to secure the advantage that it has. Not even mentioned to, they actually lost those games against AG so many times, so they are so determined to make their revenge.
And they are doing it at one of the biggest stages in the world here at EWC Paris, France, at the Honor of Kings World Cup here, Nora. And time is ticking for AG.AL.
I mean, check the replay, right? Same spot, same setting, and it's gonna be Shen fell down first, being denied, and just check the Tigress, right? Check Zhihao jumping in. That is pure technique.
4-0-3 on towards Zhihao, 3-0-2 on towards you. They are just playing it so well, and in the final few moments, KSG, they're knocking on your tier 2s.
The Vanguards are on the top side, and they're trying to enclose the vision, enclose the neutral objectives, enclose the victory. But still, AG is holding up very well because of the early and also this Jumpfish ulti. As long as Jumpfish ulti can land it in a quite nice way, still allowing them to turn over.
They need a good wombo combo, but Silence finding on towards Yino. Yino is very low. Yino needs to take the back. They need to give out this outer tier 2.
They need to retreat for a second, but in that, it's gonna be the tier 2 tower on the top side down. It's gonna be fell down, the tier 2 tower. And it's gonna be Jumpfish trying to protecting his teammates. Lapulap's ulti breaking out.
Top tier 3 goes down. Zhihao skips away stones from his leg. Yino is down. Zoe is down. Overlords are marching towards that top side. Zoe is getting pushed. Run and finds it through, but it is too little, too late. KSG are your KWC champions here at Paris, France.
Congratulations to KSG, Kuaishou Gaming. Youth questioned and tested, but today, with this outstanding performance, they defeated the legends, and now they are crowned by honor.
A new era begins. Kuaishou Gaming are your 2026 Honor of Kings World Cup champions here in Paris, France. They do it with style, and they are your champions. And let's pass it over to Sky for the winners.
Now behold, the world is watching our 2026 KWC champion, KSG! Please, 流浪。
逆风破阵，陈梦追光。
One more time.
逆风破阵。
And gentlemen, please take a step towards where you crush the keys. This will be the moment where you crush AG.AL's key and be claimed as the champion for the KWC 2026. It's KSG's first way here in KWC Journal. They've managed to walk away with the ultimate prize. This is a story of a rising star, and I believe this is gonna be a beginning of a new dynasty. Come on, boys, run for the trophy! 走吧，跑向属于你们的冠军奖杯！ Hold that trophy up and high, and this will be the moment where you submit